Hasan had a crash out today, but hi, hello. Happy Wednesday. Pam Bondi had a crash out. Hasan crash out. What more can you ask for, right? Okay, I think I was linked I asked for a link to the Hasan interview. Okay, fine. Let's paste. Hi there.
Are so popular. And then it occurred to me, well, they have the same corporate masters and donors that the Republican Party does. And you know what irritates me? And I one of the messages that I wish they would say, because the Republicans are like, government's bad, government's bad. And I probably could say,
government's good.
No, government is good.
Yeah.
The reason when government kills you, it's because the corporate private interests get involved and corrupt it. Yep. That's when government kills you. But the Democratic Party cannot say that.
No.
This is cancer. Wait, so these guys are just a bunch of lefties?
Because they are corrupted by the same donors and same private interests. Government is great. Government's amazing.
So proud of you,
yes,
darling.
Government's amazing, but
Hasan,
they think
this is
thank you. This is a big moment.
I'm so proud.
What is going on right now? Holding hands? Are they about to sing Kumbaya?
Same private interests get involved and corrupt it. Government fails you, but the Democratic Party cannot say that.
No.
Because they are corrupted by the same private interest. Government is great. Government's amazing.
so proud of you,
yes,
darling.
government's amazing, but they
Hasan,
thank you.
This is
Thank you. This is a big moment.
What? What? What's with the holding hands shtick? What? Hello? Wait, where did this come from? I'm so confused. Okay. All right. I guess we should just accept this. I guess I don't fucking know.
I'm so
This is
proud.
really
This has been
big.
one of my talking points.
You don't understand.
Recently.
Like you when you
Meow Meow
met
Queen
him,
Shops? Meow Meow Queen Shops. Hello.
he was already like halfway there. When I met him, he was all over the place.
And I relapse sometimes, like when somebody's really hot and they're
Yeah.
charismatic.
Yeah.
I start to be like,
But
oh, fuck. But
you haven't bid on the Gavin Newsom bait.
I have not. In fact, I did. I did originally, and then I realized. Then I saw multiple collaborations with
the
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro thing to me.
It
it's
sent
just
me over the
political suicide.
Yeah, it's suicide.
Charlie
I'm like,
Kirk?
what the fuck
Totally.
are you doing?
Telling Charlie Kirk that your son is a major Charlie Kirk fan, dog, you are admitting that you have failed as a parent at that.
He
I
also
agree.
won't sit down with you, and it
he
pisses me
won't.
off. It pisses me off because I'm like, you will sit down with Ben fucking Shapiro, and you won't even sit down with a member, a left part, the far
But
left part of
here's
your
the
own party.
thing that drives me crazy. They want to learn how to talk to Republicans. That's so wrong. You need to learn how to beat them.
Yes.
That's the difference. Republicans focus on how to fucking libs. We hate them. We hate their pronouns. We hate that they don't have shame when they have
They
sex.
make stuff up.
We hate their drag queens. We fuck them. And the Democrats' ethos and warrior ideology would be, we want to know how to beat you. We don't want to know how to talk to you. The one in
What? Were they not like? They don't know how to play the politics game after like decades and decades of playing them, or what do you mean? What are you talking about? Confusion. The fuck?
people that went from triple Trump, that went from Mamdani, with their is authenticity.
Yeah.
And not pick me politics that don't, that wade out the water and like, well, I don't want to piss off the left and I want to appear more centrist.
It pisses me off because inherently, because the right has gone so far to the right, the middle is now shifted to the right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So inherently, when you are, if you're sitting here being like, oh, we need to be more moderate or move towards the middle. No, you're not moving towards the middle. You're moving to the right is what you're doing, because the new middle is over here. You know, it pisses me off when I hear these motherfuckers saying, well, the average American wants something more moderate. And I am so incensed by watching.
Yeah, the average American always worried about United Healthcare profits. Like, that's why they're like, I can't have healthcare. Sorry. I really want to make sure United Healthcare is turning profit this year.
Right. I want to make sure Palantir is funded.
Yeah.
I don't like this narrative. I don't like this narrative of like, oh, insurance companies are only there for profit. Yeah, of course. That's what companies are supposed to do, right? But the reason why there's multiple insurance companies is because they legitimately do compete against one another, because the competition does work, right? Insurance companies do actually innovate. They do actually develop. They actually do compete with one another to see whether or not like people have better care or not, right? Like there's so many things here where, they do actually help, right? They're not as malicious as you think they are. Providing a service. Yeah, exactly. Providing a service. I don't like this demonization of insurance companies either. Yeah, it's retarded. Okay, pay for insurance companies. See how well your life goes. See how well your life goes, okay?
Yeah. I want to make sure AI can do our jobs, but we blame immigrants.
And
That's
also
my
our
main
electricity
focus.
cost is skyrocketed because we're subsidizing the data center.
You know what
Okay,
also?
let's take another caller.
Oh, yes,
Hang
just
on.
do it, yeah.
All right.
Well, first of all, I had with y'all because it took me 20 fucking minutes to figure out where to leave you. And quite honestly, I don't even know if this is the right place. It might not be, but I'm going with it because it's so. Yeah, is
Okay, I don't care. Gavin. Okay, where's the next Gavin mention? 55 minutes. Here we go. Ready? Right here.
Back out. Okay, let me ask. Let's say nominee that we make it through midterms.
Devastating.
Do you vote for him over JD Vance?
I don't know.
God damn it, I'd probably be at the fucking DNC.
Oh, 100% I would be too.
Yeah.
But
I would.
this is what I hope. I hope if for some reason, but I actually don't. I think he's really shot himself in the foot recently. What I hope if Gavin Newsom were to ever become some sort of nominee, which I'm not rooting for, by the way.
Even though
Why is he holding? What? Sorry, I'm being homophobic right now.
he's easy on the eyeball.
But I
Okay, sorry. No homophobia.
think that because he's such a career.
Such a thirst trap for the Oval.
I know, but like, why? Like to me, canvas. And
What the fuck, Megu? What keep you guys donating like this? What the hell? What did I do? How are you doing it? Donating like this? Holy shit.
This is the equivalent of 1 US penny.
Yeah, it kind of is. But thank you for 50 Australian. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very kind. That's a lot of money that you just threw at me. Just like that. Without any kind of cause for concern, nor care.
just be like,
This is you relapsing.
no, I'm not relapsing. My hope. This is my hope. But this is if he becomes a nominee. But I
Guy who was called
Hey, Megu. Thank you again for the 50 Australian.
the Democratic stronghold of Cali with an iron fist and the pen is going to magically become.
I'm not saying I think it's going to
social
happen. I hope, but I'm also not. This is not my. At this point, I'm extraordinarily.
You're selling it to yourself already.
I'm extraordinarily
to vote for him.
disciplined in
Who do you
Gavin
vote
Newsom.
for?
Just keep making content, or can that miss? Okay, that's a pretty good.
JD Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me
of course,
too.
100%.
I wouldn't blink.
There's no
What
doubt.
about Hasan?
I'd probably vote third party.
Can I bring up the meme again? I'll bring the meme again.
Oh yeah. I mean, at that point, it doesn't even matter. Like, because my policy on this is the same as like a refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. Reason why I did not endorse Kamala Harris was because she did things that were not only.
You would? She was like incredulous. She was like, "You would?" Where's the meme? I find the meme. No. I need to find it. This one. This is good memes, okay? This one's good memes. Look at this shit. Is this? Is meme? As the gnome obliterator, I promise to eradicate 100% of the gnomes. As the gnome skeptic, I promise to only eradicate 75% of the gnomes. As a man of principle, I promise to not vote for any of these evil men. Fuck, vote for the guy who will kill less gnomes. Oh, Jesus, I have a family. Oh, fuck. I found the meme. It's great. Love it.
Unproductive, but also unconscionable. And I still stand on that. I still talk all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't sufficiently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason. I am incapable.
Gnomed. Sorry.
Most singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real, then it is the most idiotic thing not to listen to my demands. But everybody knows that that's not real, right? Mm-hmm. If I had this singular force to be able to make Kamala Harris the president, then Kamala Harris should be coming to me every day and being like,
what is this narcissism? Yo, what the fuck?
let me do a collab with you, please.
Totally.
Yeah, this is, dude, little bro, you're not that important, okay? Little bro, you're not that important. Trust me, you're not that important, little bro.
Of course, and they know it. That's why they didn't do it. But the campaigns are always responsible for whether or not they are able to win the crowds, win the population over, and you know, combat against the couch. Not necessarily against the Republican Party, but usually you're fighting against the couch, people who just don't go out and vote. And for me, the way I see it is, if the Democratic establishment makes this decision one time, just as they did with Hillary Clinton, just as they did with Kamala Harris, and in some ways they did with Joe Biden as well, which led to Trump too, then they just don't care. There's not much I can do.
Let me tell you something. I agree with everything you say, but as a person who lived in a red state for 50 years, I would crawl through 10 feet of concrete to vote for Gavin Newsom, even though I think he's duplicitous, a hypocrite, a thirst trap, hungry for power, all of the things that you say.
Wait. One of these things do not belong. Can you tell me which thing does not belong to the other before I finish this song?
And harms the Democratic Party and sets the psychological soil to be more prey to fascism. All of that I agree with. But there are so many young, queer, black, brown, marginalized people in red states. And even though this corporate Democrat is, you see it in a long-term game, short-term game, a President Newsom over a President J.D. Vance means that these people have some protection.
Gavin Newsom is horrible. He makes me lick my lips. What the fuck? True.
Because these red states, like, here's what has happened in red states. The Democratic Party abandoned the 50-state strategy. So you have Republicans or a Republican that switches party as a Dem, and their goal is to out-crazy each other. So in Oklahoma, we have like zero Muslim population, but we have banned Sharia law like 4 times. You have a guy that's running for governor right now that's so against transgender people that he has a commercial where there's a banana and he slices it with a knife, like that somehow people are going to start whacking wieners off at school in Oklahoma City public schools where they just put the Trump Bibles in them. So you have this, that people out crazy each other, and these state governments are so fucking unhinged. When you live in California, you lose touch, even before Trump, of how diabolical these unhinged right-wingers are. And I agree with you. Gavin Newsom has committed political suicide. I think Kamala started off her campaign well, and she should have stayed left.
I frankly don't give a fuck as long as you vote for Gavin Newsom, okay? The only thing I care about is the answer that you're going to vote for Gavin Newsom over J.D. Vance, and that's it. Oh, yeah, I wonder. Democrat... amazing Democratic governor, politician, very edgy, funny, and charismatic versus uncharismatic fucker. Oh, this is such a tough choice, guys. I literally am quaking in my boots over how tough of a choice this one is.
And leaned into it. I thought she was liberal anyway.
Yes.
You know, so why not just lean into it? Yeah. But I would enthusiastically crawl through 10 feet of concrete for all of the marginalized people.
Do you feel like Democrats know that, and that's why they get away with their ineptitude?
100%.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm like, I don't even entertain that stuff, especially this far out from an election. But even in the primary season, that's immediately the conversation. Like, well, whoever is the candidate, you're going to vote for them, right? And you know what's really indie about that too?
What?
Turn the favor left flank candidates.
Yeah, no.
Because no one ever made hay about Bernie Sanders potentially becoming. All of the articles that came out about Trump might be more preferable to Bernie Sanders. Because they were writing those. Liberals were writing those articles talking about how, the head of Goldman Sachs, who was like, I'm a lifetime Democratic Party vote. I think, Donald Trump is better than Bernie Sanders.
I know several people personally that went on that Bernie Sanders to Trump pipeline.
No, it's a real thing.
Because these, Bernie appealed to the anger of these young people.
Well, because they're unserious populists, right? That's the real reason why they converted. Or they're grifters, right? I'm pretty sure 90% of, I want to make it clear, 90% of Bernie voters did actually end up voting for Kamala Harris. For Hillary Clinton. Okay? For Hillary, not Kamala Harris. Fuck me. But I'm pretty sure like 10% of them or something, 10% of them voted for Trump. And I still think that is unprecedented. I still think that is insane to me, at the very least. Yeah. Wow. 10%.
Well, that they couldn't afford
Populism.
Their
It's a
cost of
poison.
living, healthcare, everything like that. He appealed to them, just like Trump does. But obviously, Trump's solutions are, blame it on the immigrants, the trans people, and everything like that. But it's crazy to me that these exist.
I'll tell you what's really started to change me a lot. Candidate, laser focused on universal human rights. Did not have to throw one fucking group under the bus. I've had Cory Booker on my podcast. He talks about we've got to get rid of corporate money. We've got to get rid of. And Zohran did all of that, and Hakeem, day late and a dollar short to endorse. Chuckles never endorsed, and then Cory Booker never. And the way he was treated by the Democratic establishment is so appalling to me. It really opened up.
Welcome to Tier 4. Thanks for the sub, buddy. That's awfully kind of you to do. Thank you. Yeah, that's a grave amount of money. Okay, so much. Tier 4.
My eyes, because I'm like, this is the new shiny object right now in the Democratic Party. He has a formula. He has it. He has the movement. He took on billionaires. He took on the Democratic establishment, and he kicked their fucking ass and didn't take one corporate dime. And the corporate distanced themselves. I was like, oh, they are MAGA light. They really are.
They didn't just distance themselves. There were people that distanced themselves. And then there were people that were attacking Zohran in the most
With
heinous,
Islamophobia.
like Kirsten Gillibrand being like this, who wants to kill all Jews.
Yeah.
That was insane. That's like...
How long will it take until people like Hasan are also going to be hating on Mamdani because Mamdani has to appeal to a wider audience? And, we can't have that, right? We can't have people who try to be successful at politics. We can't have that up in this bitch, okay? We can't have that in here. We just simply can't have people trying to be more successful in terms of politics. It's untenable, clearly. Right?
Shit that Trump doesn't say about Zohran. Trump now loves Zohran. Like the fact that there were more Islamophobe president, who is the top Islamophobe, was mind-boggling to me. It was a moment of vindication, though. So guys are zealots. The established Democrats are zealots.
See, Hasan should have started the interview versus now it inflated? What do you mean? What do you mean it inflated?
They have
like sonic inflation or
this defense of that they will not shake off, that they think
were Dems Islamophobic to Zohran? None.
They will be able to go back to business as usual politics no matter what. And even if it doesn't happen, even if we do turn fascist, they'll still hold their cushy positions and they'll be complacent and they'll be fine. And that's what I'm terrified
The clip on our
of,
destiny.
and that's what I'm very frustrated of. And I think a big part of that, argument does revolve around harm reduction voting, because harm reduction voting is correct.
The fabric around the arms are larger. Wait, what? What do you mean?
It's
okay. We'll
right.
see.
It is correct, but harm reduction voting does not actually
For Islamophobic to Zohran,
Democrats winning
I highly
decisively,
doubt it.
and it really does not force them to never have it in fascist win office ever again. The reason why I try to stay away from harm reduction in my ability, because democratic complacency is calcified in this country.
I agree.
Voting for the lesser evil, right? Politics is voting for the lesser evil. They're going to end with a politician who won. So a lot of times, not the Republicans, time and time for the Republicans, time and time again, who actually these, because they're actually more, in my opinion, they're more pragmatic than is. And maybe it's because of the fact that these far right extremists are pragmatic. Okay. Yeah, it's silly. Gavin should have to earn his primary. Toxic, right? The only thing that we should be framing things towards is, what is the term? Who is it that you want? Right? I don't like this frame. What does earning mean? Satisfies your own ego? Or should it be pragmatic? Right? Something actually good outcome and good policies.
I agree. And hope.
Yeah, Hasan, right? Again, the choice was between Gavin Newsom and JD Vance. I think a no-brainer. I think that's a no-brainer. Okay.
That during the primary, that we are able to find a more as Zohran Mamdani.
I agree. Last says that. What is it?
With connect. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like a phone act like they've never met each other, but they've done this connection 20 or 30.
I like that.
And I got to
Yeah.
pull
That's a
into
good one.
I got to pull into the park. I got to act like I've met the car again, and the fucking Bluetooth's not work. That they're silently maybe put the phone in the cup holder, use speaker.
Updates.
Yes.
I would add.
Okay. Is that it? Oh, but I think I recall. I think Hutch is still covering this. Is now Hasan Snarker. Okay, he is a Hasan Snarker. Okay. Classic Hutch. Oh man. Should we watch this Hasan stream though? Let me see. I don't know how interested you like drag ourselves through this. We can try.
Viable being the key word, I would be voting for them.
This guy is such a fucking, oh my. Dan made a collection of clips like these and posted it early on Twitter. Probably what people were to the source. End up like Tecton or Nux Taku. Some insane allegation ends up about Hutch. I think that he is very gay, but he himself lives like a norm. So I would be surprised at the very least.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't even entertain that stuff, especially this. But even in the primary season, that's immediately the conversation is like, well, whoever is left flank candidates, because
you matter, because it doesn't really matter. You can, as an outsider who is like trying to ruin the Democratic Party's chances. I'm gonna blast off right now, real quick, and then we're gonna get into this real quick, and then we're gonna talk pedophilia defense that's taking place. But yeah, this is
Epstein pedophilia. I'm just gonna, for the entirety of the time, like half of the
incredibly fucking annoying, and all
normally perceivably a normie. Are you clear?
I think it's how a woman with low self-esteem struggles to leave the abuser. I'll get into it. You should dread it.
Oh, well, let me take a look.
Okay, the entire liberal
let's
timeline is
go.
baying for
Let's
blood.
go, Hasan.
El Paso,
Hasan, surely your debate will match to mine. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me know if Hasan ever does call. Okay, based.
space shut down. Pam Epstein. Get in. Do we have a blast off meme chatters? Oh, I think we in DC. Thought a party balloon was a drone. I know. I'm going to talk about that. It freaked out the Mexican government and shit too, because it should freak people out because the American government is going, it's r/fucking destiny. Race, you using your response? These libs have no party truly on the side of the face of evil. There's so much going on in the primaries. Are you keeping up with the race? Yes, I am.
Why would someone euro election? What is the point of that? Why would risk it with somebody who doesn't even have the history of a politician? But if I was someone from high, why would who is who doesn't have the history? I found is it meet the Mamdani different shirt after he checks his phone? Wait, why did that happen? I mean, let's say for the sake of the argument, I believe you. Normie doesn't mean serial killers seem like normies, but you're basically arguing built-in fan. What? No fucking way. That's so fucking retarded, dude. Like I'm seeing Hasan's biceps. I think okay. All right. Just want to say, yeah, normies have skeletons in their closets, but Jeffrey Dahmer's a very exceptional person, right? Like if you looked at the army, right? If I looked at the army, I wouldn't be like, well, that person could be Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, oh, that be Jeffrey Dahmer, that person could be Jeffrey Dahmer. Just Jeffrey Dahmer's art because Jeffrey Dahmer was one person. Jeffrey Dahmer is like one person in the entire world who was Jeffrey Dahmer, right? There are people who are going to be named Jeffrey Dahmer. Comparison.
Guarantees the GOP time to recover in the media playing along. Yes.
Like basically, normie with skeleton.
Don't the pod johns are aligned with me fucking despise whenever like CNN offers me like a profile or something. They lose their fucking minds. They're like, why pedophile? Why this guy? He hates the Democrats. What are you doing? No, demonstrate party loyalty above all else. It's like I want there to be. I don't give a shit. I don't care about like the Democrat brand. I don't care about the party as a party. I care about policies. I care about them being an actual opposition to fascism that's come from the Republicans. Okay.
Wait, what? Shouldn't you be? Isn't it a good thing? No, he's talking about destiny, dude. Yeah. Also, it's fun. It's funny to even pretend that policies matters in the first place. I'm not even sure a streamer personality superstar who is more charismatic and more than Trump, and that's why for him, right? Followers even know why is it that it's because he does the best right? Policies. You did that isn't ideal. On the other side is blatant fascism, death camps, and gas chambers. In addition, it's very telling for people to talk about not voting when you're not a mind, you're like a white person, right? You're a white person. You're a least affected person. Rich. So you probably fight for Trump tax cuts. So why do we care, I guess? Okay.
That's what I care about. I care about that will help the American working class. I care about advancing an agenda that will come around the globe. I don't care.
Sue, can you call in? Can you join my server and I'll debate you? I don't like debating people from chat like how Asmongold or Hasan does. I do it the manly way. We have a conversation. Let's go.
I will work with anyone to get that across, but obviously I can't get that across with the Republicans at all because I fucking despise them. They're reactionary and then remotely interested in that. Okay? They're not interested in that at all. But it's very, very frustrating that these fucking dumbasses, some of them are dumb, some of them are cynical, some of them are getting paid, cannot comprehend that reality. They just like no difference in opinion here, and they're yelling their own echo chamber.
Fine,
anyway.
I won't comment. I'll just watch them. Sue, they're wrong with debating or a conversation, right? I promise I'll be nice. Okay? I promise I'll be nice.
fucking stomped by fascism. These like diet right wings are just hitting their left flank. I do suspect a little bit of fuckery here because like they are so united. Goddamn united. Almost feels like sometimes at events with Brian Tyler Cohen. I see him at those events. Is like there is
that debates anybody, but I offer to exchange my ideas if other people a chance to. If you ever watched any previous videos of me debating, I'm not the best. Still do it anyway, right? I think it should be seeing Hasan, and it just doesn't seem like he cares. I don't know.
Midas touch too. Yeah, this shit is so funny, bro. Looks like the Kamala headquarters 67 Labubu Matcha Dubai checks went out. Yeah. It's crazy. They just flat out went as aggressively as possible. We need to
like how disgusting are some chances of winning? Trump is right. Hasan is literally MAGA. It's kind of funny that I almost slipped up and said Trump because that goes to show that now that's the definition of a Freudian slip, right? To me, at the very least, Hasan, Trump, what's the big difference, right?
Anyway, let's show them Newsom with Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro. Yeah, Cora's not your friend. Hopefully they understand. I don't think it's my friend, but
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run away from a debate with you.
Hey, thank you so much for $20. I appreciate that.
I do think. So
Yes,
what
wait,
spurred
thank
all
you.
this? Hold on, I'm gonna get into it in a second. They want to lose to the Republic. You got to do a Newsom coverage. I don't think they're gonna let up even after I do a Newsom coverage. It's so funny because most of like the hardliners on the left hate me because they say I sheepdogged for the Democratic Party. I work with the Democrat electeds. I try to get them to push. I try to push them on this policy side. You know what I mean?
That's not why people don't like you, but okay. Keep going, King, I guess. Peace.
Yes, Hasan, you should have corrected your friends in the Newsom question. Newsom is a dead end. We have Newsom on for a combative interview. Gavin Newsom is not coming on the broadcast. Let's be fucking real, okay? We already know that. I hope you understand that. You're too important to be... what did you say? You're too important to be having a conversation with these course people? No, I need to do a little bit of cleanup here. I think you guys don't understand. There needs to be a cleanup here. Okay? There needs to be a little bit of pushback here because these guys do speak directly to the fucking consultant class. That's why Trey Easton of the Searchlight Institute joined it on the fucking pylon. Okay? Can we just trust my judgment here every now and then?
Wait, did you fix the double donos? I don't think so. I never did anything. But it didn't seem to repeat twice. Yeah, that's nice, right? Yeah, good.
And can we have a fraction of confidence when I talk about certain things? There's a good reason for it. Like, I understand that there's more important things happening in the fucking world. But like, can we every now and then realize that there
Yeah, well, yeah, you speak the best for yourself to preserve your own best interest. So then you're able to be the wealthiest you will ever be, and then it's not enough, right? Like being at the very top of your entire ecosystem.
is a concerted effort here that if we don't push back against right now, it will only fucking grow in momentum and size. Some of you didn't trust me on Israel stuff and you understood that I was right. Some of you stayed behind. Some of you left. Now you're back. Okay, just please fucking trust me here. The reason why I'm bringing this up at this very moment is because it's going to reach, it is already the same exact combative institution, third way liberalism that has cancerous entity that is the beating heart of the Democratic Party. And they're going to push it over and over again. That much is clear. A lot who have positioned themselves as being like Democratic content creators on Twitter turn into like TikTok rants as well. These guys absolutely ready. I appreciate that they're doing it early on. I'm saying they're Cohen. I'll talk to
What has J-Stuck been up to? I have no idea. Maybe we should check. But
the Midas Touch guys. Any of these fucking dudes who want to understand what my position is, what my worldview is, fucking come and debate me on it. We can do that, okay?
Like personally, I'm just not that interested into what J-Stuck says these days, unless oh, it's Pam Bondi. Over Pam Bondi right now. Oh, he's going over Miskiff because he's a Miskiff orbiter now. Oh my god. I went over Hasan before. Yeah, it's literally over the same shit everybody else went over as well, right?
anytime, any place. Tired of this bullshit. We need to fucking have a normal conversation about it, and we need to nip this shit in the bud. Because I know for a fact that the large majorities of these influencers will toe the party line. As long as the party is captured by flank that are better candidates with a significantly better national posture than the establishment Democrats do currently, which is precisely the reason why they have a historic unpopularity in this moment. These guys will follow along. They don't have like an ideological...
Better off Destiny's back. You know, my policy is this, okay? As long as he doesn't bother, as long as that fucking bird doesn't bother Destiny, As long as he doesn't attack daddy, then I'm not going to attack him. I'm joking.
Commitment.
Right.
Cult freaks. Their ideological commitment revolves the interests of their freak ass fucking pedophilic Twitch streamer, or not Twitch streamer. He's not on Twitch. Sorry, kick streamer. Bro, what is the point in chatting in human streams like this? Almost like this is done to limit the size while championing democracy. Shut the fuck up. If you're an ultra, if you're an anti-electoralist, this conversation is not for you. See yourself out of it. Okay, shut the fuck up. Either be a good fucking cadre and push back on the shit, or shut the fuck up. Okay, sit on the sidelines and watch. Okay, but I don't want to hear your morally righteous position as a fucking ultra that has been addressed a million times over by even fucking Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. Okay, fuck off. Fuck off.
What?
Ultras,
Wait,
pile on the shit libs. Okay.
Wait, what? Okay, I don't even know what the fuck just said. Okay, 1.2.
Stop fucking yelling at me.
You're the only one. Oh,
I'm tired of it.
okay, all right, cool.
It's a fucking ideological battle taking place here where these guys have no real staying power in
Oh
mass
my God,
politics,
this guy.
where most self-identifying liberals want more for their fucking party, want more from their elected representatives, but they are speaking to the consultants that are desperately looking for some kind of momentum. They can't have that real momentum in the real world.
Dude, it's so obvious consultants is a fucking substitution word for Jew, right? What else would consultants refer to? Who are the consultants? Will Hasan give any example of who the consultants are? What the fuck does he mean by consultant? He means Jew, right?
So they're trying to build that momentum on fucking Twitter and on TikTok, okay?
Okay, yeah. Consultants.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This entire thing started with this post.
The campaign for
I was on I've Had It with my friend, Ms. Welch, who presented the question, would you vote for Gavin Newsom or J.D. Vance for president? Okay? Or something along those lines. Now, obviously, this was bastardized, and it was cut before my longer response to the question, but I basically said, it's out of my hands at that point. I have no control over this. I think it's over at that point, which is true. If it's a matchup, J.D. Vance versus Gavin Newsom matchup, it's fucked. Okay? And it's not necessarily fully out of context. There's a 2-minute and 20-second video here, but here,
They asked you specifically who would you rather vote for, okay? It's not about whether or not the situation is fucked. It's about whether or not you will try to diminish harm, right?
here, let's take a look at the clip. Let's take a look at how they have presented this. And we will talk about what's going on right now.
disappointed in
Who do you
Gavin
vote
Newsom.
for, J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom?
We'll have to vote for Gavin Newsom,
Me
of
too.
course, 100%.
I wouldn't blink.
There's no
What
doubt.
about you, Hasan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
Oh yeah. At that point, it doesn't even matter. Because my policy on this is the same as my refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. The reason why I did not endorse Kamala Harris was because she did things that were not only unproductive but also unconscionable. But
Yeah, but things are now worse for the Palestinians that you care so much about, right? Now things are far, far worse for the Palestinians because Trump just lets Netanyahu do whatever the fuck he wants. Right? Why did that pan out as something that's good? Did something good happen or all right. Okay, man.
and I still stand on that. I still talk about it all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't civilly promote. I am incapable.
By the way, okay, I just want to say Hasan's evil is on full display. All right? This is like Hasan plotting behind the scenes to overthrow the Democrats. Hasan talking about sabotaging Gavin Newsom, openly talking about trying to sabotage the Democratic Party, talking about just talking about all the things that would go to show that he is not loyal to the Democratic Party. He doesn't care about blue no matter who. And he's just basically MAGA, right? Like, Hasan is just pretty much MAGA, no? He prefaced saying this context would help his argument that he would support the Democrats, but it's bad he's a third party. No, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter to me how you plan on supporting the Democrats. If you don't advocate voting for the Democrats, even though you do everything in your power to, I find you to be hypocritical, and I find you to be very self-serving, right?
There's no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real, then it is the most idiotic thing not to listen to my demands. But everybody knows that that's not real, right? If I had this singular force to be able to make Kamala Harris the president, then Kamala Harris should be coming to me every day and being like, let me do a collab with you, please.
Totally.
Right? That's not the case, of course. And they know it. That's why they didn't do it. But
What? No. Why would she seek the help of someone fundamentally against her? Right? Like, would she... the lefties call her Holocaust Harris, right? That's what the lefties call her, no?
the campaigns are always responsible for whether or not they are able to win the crowds, win the population over, and combat against the couch. Not necessarily even against the Republican Party, but usually you're fighting against the couch, people who just don't go out and vote. And for me, the way I see it is if the Democratic establishment makes this decision one more time, just as they did with Hillary Clinton, just as they did with Kamala Harris, and in some ways just as they did with Joe Biden as well, which led to Trump too, then they just don't care. And there's not much I can do.
Let me tell you something. I agree with everything you say, but as a person who
knows that there hasn't been one Palestine protest since Trump took office, well, we all know why, right? Because the lefties are actually on the side of the Republicans. It's pretty obvious to me, isn't it? They call Biden Genocide Joe. There's so many good names. I can't believe how many good names they made. Oh my God. I will tell you this much, okay? They have that in line with MAGA. They're as stupid as them. They're as white as them. And they're very creative with these names, okay?
lived in a red state for 50 years. I would crawl through 10 feet of concrete.
Can I just say that this isn't about you not being right in your analysis? This is about trying to damage your reputation with normie Dems who agree with you on policy but are not sure who can beat Republicans, which is their number one goal. They are trying to keep the left from power by saying we don't actually want to beat the right. No, exactly. You're 100% right. And it's kind of funny that it's an echo chamber of Democratic Party consultants who also want that message to be out there, but they can't overcome the needs of the masses. Okay. Because as someone who goes out there, as someone who's at those fucking protests, I see the Barbaras and I see the Debras and I see the people that have had their minds changed. I see the people that look at Bernie Sanders and we want someone like him. We know that Bernie-crat, the Bernie-crat wing of the Democratic Party is the real electability argument. Those are the real guys that will not only push for the change that is necessary, but that argumentation, that policy technique is what is viable, what is actually viable. So these people are just in a fucking echo chamber talking to one another, and they're trying to create friction. Okay, I don't fucking care overall. They think like they got me. They think they got me. That's another one of these that's another thing that really frustrates me when they're like, "Ha, we got you. You outed yourself. You're not a real Democrat." It's like, yeah, bitch, I'm not. Ooh. I'm not a fucking real Democrat. I'm not a party loyalist. I care about policy and I care about beating the Republicans. Okay, if there was,
well, if you care about beating the Republicans, maybe you should try voting for the person who is against the Republicans on the ballot. Okay, all right. Yeah.
A viable third party right now. If there was a viable third party, I don't give a fuck what it's called, and they
viable third party. Check back in 100 years, please.
They were more in line with my worldview. Viable being the key word. I would be voting for them. If we had a parliamentary structure and there was a viable third party, you think I'd be fucking voting for the Democrats? Fuck no. Suck my dick. I don't give a shit about the Democratic Party beyond their capability of beating the Republicans, because I do not want the reactionary force.
I'm gonna be real, okay? This comes as a confession, okay? I don't think I want to suck Hasan's dick. Yeah, I know. Insane. Because where his dick, all right? I don't even know if he does STD checks. I would rather not, actually.
To win in this country. I did every single fucking day of the goddamn week. I'm willing to work with liberals in line with that agenda. But if liberals are trying to actively against me rather than the pedophile protection squad that is the current Republican Party, they're not with it. They're not with the fucking cause. That's it. These people don't understand that, though. They think like, no, it's team sports. It's D versus R. This is it.
Maggie, thank you so much for the tier 4. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very kind. You guys have been very kind to me every day, okay? That's what makes me happy to stream for you guys.
Look at Jen and Austin. Why are they bringing up the idea of voting for Gavin? It's because the priority is being right. The best way to beat the left is go left. Zohran proves it. No, but Jen and Austin love Zohran. They love the left. They would never fucking turn around and demonstrate any sort of like ideological zealotry towards against the left position. I know them. I know them personally. I love them. They're fantastic. And this conversation, like, a lot of people they agree with us, so we don't even need to talk about this dumb shit. All I'm saying is that most people are like,
even, dude, wait, Central Committee, isn't that Mike from PA?
Jen. Okay. Most people are like Jen, right? Where they're like, I will vote for whoever, but I also recognize that the left position, especially in the primary structure, is the popular position, right?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
But you still advocate.
Bro, how embarrassing is it to even have Mike from PA tell you that you need to stop spurging out and you are being too cringe right now? How embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, right? It's so embarrassing that even Mike from PA is telling you to chill the fuck out. Yikes. Oof. That's not.
To play for that party, big dog. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Exactly. So you don't care about beating the Dems? Are coping. Shut up. Fucking leftist so much. Like, you are so stupid. Please. Oh, I know I try to maintain a big test of my fucking ability, but some of you literally cannot stop yourselves from being like, I'm morally righteous. It's a bourgeois electoral system.
Bigger than the tent that Hasan had when he was at the brothel, or
liberal capitalist parties. Yes, I know. You're not smart. You're not smart for revealing something that I've been saying for the past fucking 10 years. Okay?
Dude.
The idea that we've already accepted Gavin Newsom as our fucking as our candidate is also so stupid, so silly.
Vote for Gavin Newsom, even though I think he's duplicitous, a hypocrite, a thirst trap, hungry for power, all of the things that you say, and harms the Democratic Party and sets the psychological soil to be more prey to fascism. All of that I agree with. But there are so many young, queer, black.
No, do you live in California? Is that context not relevant in this conversation? No, that's cop-out. That's a cop-out, okay? Me living in California is a cop-out. I have a massive audience. They don't just live in California. Many of them are going to vote blue no matter who, regardless. I'm not going to, like, urge them not to vote blue no matter who.
What? But that's what you're doing, right? Like, you're literally talking about working for MAGA. How? That's horrible. What the fuck, dude? Why would you, like, you're literally advocating for for voting for like, you're pretty much doing the work. You're trying to get people who vote for blue to not vote blue. You are a traitor to the United States of America. You are the evil that must be purged from this earth. You are a demon that must be exorcised by the light. You have to be spent. You have to be sent back to hell. All right.
Regardless, but I will never tell that in the fucking plea. Okay, and I will, depending on the candidate and depending on their platform, I will either choose to endorse or choose to not endorse. Having said that, I will never endorse a Republican. I will never tell people to go and vote for a Republican. I will always push back against the Republican agenda. Okay. You're all adults. You can make up your own fucking mind. But I think it's a cop-out to just be like, oh, you're living in California, so it doesn't matter. No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because my commentary is not just staying in the state of California. My commentary expands beyond the state of California. So there is truth to what the shit lips say when they fucking turn around and go, oh, Hasan, you command a massive audience. Like, why the fuck won't you get in the tank for Kamala Harris in the same way that I did for Hillary Rodham Clinton, in the same way that I did for fucking Joe Biden?
Why do you say Hillary Rodham Clinton? Do you also say Barack Hussein Obama with extra emphasis on the Hussein part?
And yet, even back then, they would yell
like,
and
say,
so we weren't sufficiently pro Joe Biden. We were sufficiently pro Hillary Clinton. That the Bernie bros somehow cooked the books. Even though many of those people have realized, Bernie was right. Bernie would have been the fucking candidate to beat Donald Trump in 2020. We wouldn't have had all this fucking heartache. And yet, they still can't extend on that concept. They still can't comprehend.
Why would you say this when you don't know what would have been? Are you like Doctor Strange? Are you able to look into different timelines or something? How do you know that Bernie would have won? You don't know that. You don't know whether or not Bernie would have won if he was the one that was selected instead of Clinton.
In any case, yeah. It's almost reflexive for Democrats on here to blame professional lefties for every time the party fails, but where the party has been atrophying votes is among workers who don't follow politics closely and have vaguely moderate politics. Go back to Blue Sky. If you think moderates where I live will vote for Gavin Newsom, you can't handle reality. There's truth to this as well. And by the way, moderate politics or vaguely moderate politics doesn't even mean that they would like hate someone like Zohran Mamdani or hate someone like Bernie Sanders. Okay? That's the irony here. A lot of people think that these people are making decisions on ideology, ideological goals, policy goals. They're not. That's the reason why people think Bernie Sanders, Republicans think Bernie Sanders is more of a centrist than Kamala Harris is. It's just about who likes.
Wait, but the Republicans are deranged. And I'm pretty sure you also acknowledge that the Republicans are deranged. But you're going to be believing the Republicans? You're going to take their viewpoint seriously on Bernie Sanders when it is convenient for you? Okay.
It's just about which politician you like. The Twitter conversation is disconnected from the real world. Moderates are not lining up to vote for Mr. French Laundry. He's an Oppo goldmine, has nothing to do with lefties, who will mostly vote for Hasan. Doesn't matter. Newsom is a toxic candidate for reasons irrelevant to him. Yes.
Wait, I just mixed the overload. What the fuck? Did that not work?
Anyone and everyone that hyper focuses on my assessment here of Gavin Newsom, that's making that hypothetical conversation, vote blue no matter who conversation, run into the ground, does not fucking realize that they have lost it.
In the last call, oh fuck.
Hasan Piker doesn't care about marginalized communities. The guys in this picture, yeah, the guy who fucking posted this shit literally has Bill Clinton in his fucking profile photo. He's like double invested in pedophilia. It's fucking crazy to me. I went to college with the girl you were fighting on the timeline. Stopped talking to her when she took an intern at the Koch Foundation. Yeah, so many of these people are fucking operatives.
What does operatives even mean now? Like, there's a janitor for like Lockheed Martin or
here
Hasan pointing at the Latino janitor at Lockheed Martin. You are an operative. You accepted a contract between yourself and Lockheed Martin, who supplies drones to bomb the innocent Middle Easterners. Like,
I'll give you a great example. Okay, with Gavin Newsom. What would it take for me to actually vote for Gavin Newsom? Because it's not like I'm never going to vote for Gavin Newsom. But if he fucking turned around and was like, I'm going to stick it to the Republicans.
Okay, so Gavin Newsom has to suck your dick. Gotcha.
Regardless, I'm going to actually punish the Republicans that have actually engaged in corruption.
If
he earnestly changed his policies on homelessness, instead of fucking combating homelessness as a aberration that must be forcibly excised, sometimes directly, by his own hand. Instead, he actually had a robust housing policy that combated the reasons as to why homelessness exists and persists. If he actually had not vetoed Medicare for all in his own fucking state, because there's good things about Gavin Newsom that I have also openly revealed. He is far better than the National Democratic Party when it comes to prison reform. I know that there's a lot of ultras in here that will get mad at me for saying, but I grade politicians on a fucking curve. Okay? And as far as the National Democratic Party goes, Gavin Newsom at prison reform, California is still fucking.
Wait, why do you determine Democrats being on a curve, but not Democrats and Republican? So if Republicans are entered into the mix, you're just going to vote third party? How you don't grade them on a curve, because if you did, you would say that you would be voting for Gavin Newsom.
You know, there's so many issues with the criminal justice system in the state of California. Okay. Holy fuck, it's not just ultras who make that critique. Stop.
He's actually crashing out, dude. Oh my god, he's so pathetic. He's actually crashing out right now.
Stop. Okay? Liberals will always co-opt the point. If you're not building a third-party movement and you're still making this fucking argument in my chat, just here, take an hour off. Go communism right now. Okay? Build communism now. Hit the communism button that you think I haven't been hitting, and then I'll come to you. Okay? I'm giving you an hour off just so you can go and build communism, a robust communist movement. Okay? You build it, I will be there. I will be by your side. Build now. Stop chirping in Twitch. Stop chirping in the fucking Twitch chat. Build communism right now. Start building communism tomorrow. Stop building communism yesterday. Go build it. Go build it. 36 month subscriber. Oh my God. Progressives get co-opted into the fucking liberal brand. I know. Shut the fuck up. I know. I know that. Question, why does the Dem consultant sphere think you're a party loyalist circa 2023? They don't. They know I'm not a party loyalist. They're just mad that the Democrats actually talk to me rather than them. That's what this is all about. They're chirping.
Oh, who are the, again, I'm so confused. Who are the consultants? Who the fuck are the consultants? You wanna elaborate on this, little buddy? Like, you keep saying consultants. Who are the
That's literally.
He has to be talking about that. That Destiny is a pet. That's what.
Fucking and many chirping right major why would that's actually aligned with my favorite N-word saying. Incredibly edgy, white supremacist fucking adjacent content creator who was procuring child sexual abuse material. Why won't they talk to him instead? That's literally all this is. That's all this is.
It never ends. It just never ends, does it? Like, it literally never ends. Destiny will never, ever, 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 ever escape the allegations ever now.
That's all this is.
You're my favorite Foodshops? Well, you're also my favorite if I consider my favorite to be an amalgamation of chat as a hive mind. Altogether, yeah, there you go.
I watched a video of a small communist YouTuber who critiqued you so hard for doing this stuff, but I don't blame you for yelling at these losers. Yes. I let the fucking left flank criticism wash bad politics and a betrayal of what I believe in. If I constantly position myself as the reasonable lefty, look at these fucking dumb. I'm your guy. I'm the actual moderatist, the leftist with a smile. Trust me. I look at how much I hate these are fucking leftists to my left flank. I don't do that. You want to know why I don't do that? Because it's bitch shit. Okay? Because the left in this country have no real fucking power. So all the guys, whether it be Empanada, whether it be fucking Squirrel, or whether it be like random fucking small communist content creators are, oh well, Hasan is problematic for this reason or that reason. I'm not gonna fucking punch down. Paper group in Turkmenistan. The motherfuckers calling you a 1%er while they make 8K a month for posting one fuck Hasan TikTok. Don't want to.
Is happy. Like, do you think Hasan? Because he does not seem happy to me. Yeah, he just doesn't seem happy to me. He's rich beyond his wildest dreams. He has a mansion. He'll never become unsuccessful, right? It's what every single content creator strives to achieve, right? Every content creator strives to this point, right? Hasan is a inspiration. All right? Yeah, fucking like this guy sucks. I was like, right? But if you got to this position, you should what you have, right? Appreciate your current stance in this moment. If I was in Hasan's position, and I appreciate you guys every day, okay? I appreciate my audience. I appreciate my viewers. I think that you guys have been wonderful. And I literally cannot ask for a audience, okay? For a better audience. I can't. I wish I was able to say, well, I wish I had this kind of audience, I had that kind of audience. But to be frank, this is the audience that I want. This is the culture of the audience that I want. But when it comes to Hasan, I can't imagine creator and hating your own audience because you can tell he hates his own audience. It's you have to do your streaming job with your audience every day. Every day. It's like being stuck with a coworker that you find irritating every day. That's miserable. That's miserable. But making sure you have the correct audience is hard, right? I understand. If I say Asmongold 2028, will you still love me? I will love you, even if you are a worm, okay?
To answer this question, was the Democratic Party owing in that time frame? One must ask the question, why? Why are the Democrats historically unpopular at a time like this. They have no answer for this question. They have no answer for this question. I do. I know why. I know why. It's because the Democrats are not fighting back sufficiently against the Republican Party's agenda. That's it. They're known as the do-nothing Dems. They're known as the no-backbone Dems. They're known as the Democratic Party that has left its own population behind, its own voters behind, the marginalized identities that Democrats seemingly only remember to talk about when it comes down to fucking, demanding that people vote unconditionally for vote blue no matter who people. Those marginalized identities have been left behind by the Democratic Party. Okay, that's it. That's it. The most popular Dems in the country, across the board popularity, stem from the more radical Democrats, the Bernie Sanders of the world, AOCs of the world, Zohran Mamdani. Why are they so popular? Why are they carrying the Democratic Party's brand currently? The reason why they're carrying the Democratic Party's brand currently is because they're fighters. They're fighters. They have loyalty. They have base. The base wants more people like that. Okay? These people are reactionary. Okay? These people are reactionary. This position is unironically reactionary. They're forcing you to accept the false binary with the premise of Gavin versus Donald, which would force you to support the better one if you're rational. We have to show how irrational it is to force people in the false binary again, which is the reason why Harris lost. We can and should ask for something better than Gavin if we want to fix the conditions that led to Trump. Exactly. That is exactly I responded with. Shit libs don't care about losing to Trump. Shit libs who don't care about losing to Trump now want you to obey in advance to their hypothetical establishment candidate while there isn't even a guarantee there will be an election 2 years from now, using marginalized people as a cudgel as Gavin threw trans people under the bus. Okay?
Gavin threw trans people under the bus? How? I don't feel thrown under the bus.
Not only that, but I also responded to him directly over here as well, where I said, you're in a sex cult led by pedophile streamer Lamau. The day he goes Republican, you will too. You didn't care when he boosted Sam Hyde, Nick Fuentes, or Lauren Sub. Don't talk about obeying in advance. Vote blue no matter who got us in this mess. To which the silliest fucking response, how many Groiper accounts have you retweeted and signal boosted? Brother, what are you talking about? Your favorite content creator's mouth is on top of a fucking neo-Nazi's penis. What do you mean? You retweeted Groipers.
Unsubstantiated, not true. Okay, that's a lie.
Yeah, this guy is a D-writer for Sex Destiny. Okay?
Also, I'm glad that, you know what? I'm glad that Hasan is addicted to thinking of Destiny sucking his dick, okay? I think that is what's going on. I think that Hasan desires Destiny to... Okay.
I don't think I've retweeted any Groiper accounts, but it's so fucking... Are you not boys with Michael from PA anymore? Where did you get this fucking idea from?
You know, the only reason he would ever say this is because he's sexually attracted to Destiny. I understand, okay? I personally would not, but plenty of BPD girls are. And as far as I'm concerned, Hasan, you're just as valid as any BPD girl, okay? Do you act kind of BPD? I'm not gonna lie.
Why can't the Republican Congress think for themselves? And yeah, Sex Destiny is basically a fucking Groiper that votes Democrat alternative, you know?
You're right that Hasan reads his criticisms offline. Of course, Hasan before. I think it was years ago. I had a Twitter account and he responded below trying to argue. Okay?
They're so internet brain. They think like white guy that is consistently trying to be edgy and consistently saying slurs is the best, most viable Democrat of all time. No, man, that politics of that sort is...
And then once again, Hasan is back. Okay? Hasan meet again.
Repulsive to the average person. You might actually think in your... Hasan Piker represents Maoist China. Okay, he represents communism. He represents the USSR. This is like an utterly repulsive version of politics. True to the average that is uneducated, utterly oblivious to what like socialism, communism looks like. Okay, yes, that is fucking repulsive. But in action, when we're talking about the electoralist agenda, I'm not fucking running Maoists. Okay, I want people like Zohran Mamdani to fucking run.
Great.
He doesn't give a fuck about people of color. Give a fuck about trans.
Oh, shut up, white boy. Suck my dick, white boy. You fucking didn't give Gaza, okay? And Kamala Harris lost. And when Kamala Harris, Donald Trump again, Donald Trump actually fucking did unlimited violence, marginalized identities. I hate these motherfuckers, man. They wear black and brown people like a shield. It's so dumb. The only time these motherfuckers go, we shouldn't do identity politics. We shouldn't do identity politics. And then they immediately deploy it to their left flank. We know what's up at this point. That's it. We know what's
He's so
up.
close. Bro, 100%. He watches gay porn off stream.
Reducing care for marginalized communities to a single hypothetical vote misunderstands how political engagement works. The premise here is that political morality is measured exclusively at the voting booth, while also claiming it proves he exploits marginalized people for profit. We all know that Hasan has spent years directing money, attention, and platform power towards those communities. If the standard for caring about marginalized people is unconditional support for whichever major party candidate is on the ballot, then you're redefining care in a way that conveniently excludes any form of political action outside of party loyalty. These guys want to turn these guys' of support and the base of loyalty in the Democratic Party to the MAGA cult. And they're doing it at a time when there is a tremendous amount of energy directed towards demanding more from the Democrats. There is a lot of enmity for the Democrats right now. And then for why there's a lot of enmity for the Democrats right now, meeting over and over again, 64% disapproval, 33.9% approval. The reason why it exists is because the Democrats are not doing it. Okay, they're not doing it. They're not leaning in to the demands of the base. They're not even doing like the hashtag resistance liberalism of 2016.
People, he doesn't give a fuck about preventing fascists from winning elections. All he cares.
Yeah, I mean, I care, but it's coming to, and you don't give a fuck about the Democrats. So why should we heed your advice? Exactly.
About at the end of the day is clout and money. If Republicans created a left-wing plan to constantly spread voter apathy and discourage people,
dude, listen, okay. Hasan is a prey. He'll make a little bit more anti-fan channel succeed. Okay, give me attention next. All right.
it would look just on. Here's a clip from the most recent podcast that Hasan Piker just went on.
Third party.
What?
No, at that point, it doesn't.
See the difference between
Yes, if Gavin Newsom is at that point, it doesn't fucking matter. 90 likes, please skip this. Man, shut your ass up. If I'm fucking looking at something, there's a reason for it, okay? If I'm looking at something, there's a fucking reason.
Wait, what? Dude, why? Why care? Why do you care? Why do you care? It's just the hater, man. Just
A magnanimous dispensation.
yo, hey. Mexican. Thank you, 10 gifted subs. Appreciate that. Thank you. Shit. Thank you.
Shut the fuck up, okay? I don't think you guys left bashing now is absolutely, and the people that are desperately trying to get a bag from either chorus or from party aligned consultant class. You guys are flag on the ground right now at this moment, okay? Stop back producing fucking stream. Some are doing it for an $8,000 check. Some of them are doing it because they want to get the $8,000 check down the line.
But Hasan, I'm pretty sure Hasan probably gets at least like 200,000 a day off of Twitch ads, right? I think. Probably even more. I don't even know.
It's ironic because Jen, after this clip ended, agreed with me. Because Jen understands that vote blew no matter who, mentality is what got us here. Okay? You're brain breaking yourself on sub 100 viewer Andes for your mental health. Skip these losers. Once again, take an out.
Bro, Hasan has no control over his mental health, okay? I know that there will always be haters for me, but even I can manage my mental health way better. In fact, no, actually, no. I don't think I'm going to lower myself like that. I think I handle my mental health everybody on the internet. Straight up. I think that, yeah, I think I handle my mental health way better than anybody else on the internet who is like in my space, basically. I do think so. Yeah. I think it takes perseverance and skill in order to navigate dogpilings and learning how to cope in different situations and learning how to deal with the worst and most malicious people. Do you even go outside? No. I deal with my mental health the best, though.
Hour off and really reconsider why I'm actually talking about this. This person is utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Their opinions are utterly irrelevant. They are trying.
Even bare minimum content who are bare minimum referring to like health. Even the bare minimum is better than Hasan because you know haters, right? You know not to search up your haters' content. Time is so much more valuable than to spend self-harm self. It's self-harm. You watch your haters' content, you're dedicating time that you cannot regain, emotional effort that you could have given somebody else who you truly value and love. You give your haters so much power when you watch your haters' contents. Okay? You give your haters so much power when that happens. All right? And, you know, this also goes for, right? Tectone, Hasan, whoever, anybody who is like a hardcore narcissist, right? But the thing about narcissism is the art of trying to appear strong. Inside, you are weak. Even though you're weak, you try to appear strong. That is what makes you do, right? That's how it works. You want to act like you want to act strong. You're insecure about yourself, character. But some of these people,
they're trying to actively change the attitude because they think the Democrats are going to listen to someone like myself a little too hard, and they don't want that to happen. Gavin Newsom is not even in the ring right now. My theory: the faces of woke, one while liberal, desperate to have someone actually left wing to have mainstream relevant. Is it a coincidence that this is exactly what the
somebody who is interested in politics would say everybody successful, interest selves would say, think about it. Who wants to be successful only themselves, right? But somebody who truly cares about the outcome of the United States would care, and they would care about others in space and raise them up. He is the person who pulls up the ladder. He's that lowers the ladder. Content creation is extremely difficult. It's not like a retail job, but I don't think you should compare the two in the first place. I think it's very difficult in other things. I think it's difficult when it comes to some other aspects, right? Than something like a blue-collar job. By the way, this is coming from someone who delivered mail before, okay? USPS, all right? I can definitely say that content creation is harder than delivering mail on some aspects, yes. But that should make you realize that maybe it's a good thing to people and to help people succeed, not put them down, right?
Right is saying about Fuentes, to a certain degree. Is this person confirmed a deorbiter? Yes. Yes, he is a part of the Hezbollah brigades or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if you saw or covered it, but that account is a Hezbollah mod. For your
USPS can be rough depending on where you're from. I don't know why you're saying this. USPS is one of the hardest jobs you could probably take ever. Straight up. It's not even close, okay? Like, yeah. If you have a relative or a friend, or you've been in USPS before, you will know, okay?
Information, you're retweeting a moderator.
Probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. I will say that.
Dan Saltman's gang stalking Nazi community trying to raise awareness since these bad faith fascists are trying to infiltrate discourse and poison the well against anybody that's pro-Palestine, pro-universal healthcare. Yeah, here it is. He's one of the fucking mods of the Hezbollah brigades. This is the type of shit they post over there. They're literally fucking 4chan groypers, but liberal and pro-Israel. That's the problem. These people don't understand. It's basically a community, you know? kick him out of America. This is the title they're posting on there. Deport the brotherfucker. Average octopi IQ is 73. What is octopi? I don't even know what that means.
Wait, what? How do you know this person is like a... Do you see what he's doing here? He's trying to conflate DGG. He's trying to conflate DGG with these actual neo-Nazis that he himself would retweet, right?
Yeah, sand N-word. Total sand N-word death. This is the type of shit that these are posting in that fucking community. And then they try to act like...
Again, indexing, right? He's defaming. He's smearing. Yeah. Like, this is, it's just true. Like, is it normal in DGG to sand N-word unironic? Would they use the word sand unironically? Do they do it unironically? No, right?
they're actually woke or progressive or liberal in any capacity. Ironically enough, these are the fucking influencers.
Like, you can try it yourself, okay? Create an alt account and say that in the DGG server, or say that in DGG chat. Try it yourself, okay? Try it yourself. Just simply try it yourself and see what happens. You'll see how fast you will get banned. You will see how fast you'll get banned in like a nanosecond, okay?
Traders, okay? These are the fucking infiltrators. This is Destiny's community, okay?
No.
And there are so many dumb fucks out there who get deluded into thinking, either because they're going to get an $8,000 bag here, so many dumb fucks out there who think these guys actually are on their side, okay? This is Sex Destiny's community.
Brown, marginalized people in red states. Even though this corporate Democrat is, you see, in a long-term game. In the short-term game,
you aren't communist enough for me? I'm unfollowing? Okay, go ahead.
Over a President JDB.
Yeah. Substance. This is what I meant when I said it's useless trying to reach these people. Even advanced presidency will be a continued current admin. He still wouldn't vote blue no matter who. These people are just as bad as most diehard maggots. Okay. Anyway, I said this guy, roast fucking all this racist shit. He's a racist. Obviously, he is an person, and none of them actually have any interest in like helping defeat the Republicans at all. They're just doing their own personal grievance politics. Ironically enough, Jennifer is not one of these people, right? And neither is Austin. These are my friends. These are people that I've known for years. And they are trying to relitigate vote blue no matter who politics on the timeline. And it's giving the game away because Gavin Newsom is not even the fucking candidate, right? And if you listen to the rest of the conversation that they...
How Chinese does he feel today? Apparently not at all, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure my Chinese parents who came from mainland China, they will vote for Gavin Newsom over JD Vance. Easy. I think all the Chinese Americans within the area that I grew up in would vote for Gavin Newsom. So I guess not very much China maxing at all, actually.
Would enthusiastically crawl through 10 feet of concrete for all of the marginalized people.
Do Democrats know that, and that's why they get away with their ineptitude?
100%.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so 100%. I'm like,
you've known Jen for years? Yes, of course I've known Jen for years. I knew Jen when she was a liberal. Okay? I knew Jen when she was a liberal.
Is she still...
She has talked about his transformation personally.
Been a liberal or... Okay, all right, yeah, okay.
I don't entertain that stuff, especially this far out from an election. But even in the primary season, that's immediately conversation. It's like, well, whoever is the candidate, you're going to vote for them, right? And you know what's really indecent about that too? Never return the favor for left flank candidates.
Yeah, no.
Because no one ever made hay about Bernie Sanders potentially becoming the candidate and all of the articles that came out about how Trump might be more preferable to Bernie Sanders. Because they were writing those. Liberals were writing those articles talking about how, the head of Goldman Sachs, who was like, I'm a lifetime Democratic Party voter. I think, Donald Trump is better than Bernie Sanders.
I know.
Would enthusiastically.
Anyway, this guy that I just showed you earlier, that is like a head moderator for Sex Destiny's community that fucking, engages in like insane Islamophobia and is constantly like reposting.
Wait, who? Also nice Destiny anti-fan showing up right here. Notice how no matter where you go, where you turn, they will always be there. No matter if I cover J-Stoke or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't even matter, does it? They just appear. They just show up. And what do? They support Hasan. Why? Because Hasan is anti-destiny. So predictable and so shameless, right?
These fucking stalkers. Okay, Bernie Krat, left populism has been demonstrably more viable against Trump-style right populism since 2016. How do we have left populism actually succeed and not get fucked over like it has in the last 3 elections?
I don't even need to cover stuff. They're everywhere.
Yeah, this is like the type of shit he posts. I was raped, they were raped. Is there somebody you forgot to ask? Wear shirt that says kill all landlords, own mother was a landlord. Calls Hila a terrorist for completing mandatory conscription, dodge mandatory military service in Turkey. Like, their only politics is literally fuck Hasan. Okay?
Yeah, kind
Their
of.
only politics is like Hasan. They have no real interest in this country. They have no real interest in combating the
I don't even like DEG all that much. I don't even like a lot of them. But you know what, Hasan, you bring up a lot of good points. Okay? Maybe DEG so bad. Maybe DEG isn't so bad. All right? Maybe DEG. If Hasan says this is how much they hate him, maybe this is like one of the few redeeming qualities of Destiny's community.
Republicans. Anyway, so he followed up on and said, for those of you wondering why some of us on the left are so opposed to allowing political arsonists like Hasan and his ilk into the tent, the replies on this thread agreeing with Hasan is a perfect explanation as to why we thought they'd rather hand this country over to people like J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel. Only goal is to take our democratic system out back behind the barn and put down rather than vote for a Democrat 100% aligned with their beliefs. This person is not on the left. He's lying to people. The reason people like Hasan and his fans think that way is because the majority of them are rich and white.
Actually, we are pretty cool. Well, you know, in DGG, there are two kinds of people, okay? The ones that like me and watch me and respect me, and the ones that call me pedophile. I'm just saying.
Unaffected by disastrous policies enacted by the GOP. Boom! Hit the identity politics line. Once again, guy who has been calling me a fucking Islamist, terrorist, radical fucking fundamentalist for maintaining the majority position on Israel is turning around and being like, he's a white guy. He's a white guy. He doesn't care. He's an out-of-touch white guy. Gavin Newsom won the fucking primary yet, okay? And I don't think...
I mean, you're also an out-of-touch guy. Do you even know how much a banana costs?
He will. And if he was, he would be one of the individuals who could lose the fucking J.D. Vance. Oops. A lot of liberals don't understand this, okay? Still agitating for third-way neoliberalism when it's died off. These people are not on the left, and anyone who agrees with them is either being paid by the Dems or being duped. They pedo Twitch streamer who has collabed with Nazis. They are pro-Israel and anti-Medicare for all. I can't believe I called Destiny a Twitch streamer. Not a Twitch streamer. And anti-Medicare. Don't care if the Dems lose to the fascists, okay? He's a kick streamer.
That a projection.
Yeah. If you want to understand, like, the most exhaustive version of this vote, blue no matter, is this. Hutch would vote for Jeffrey
Epstein, yes.
They call you pedo because daddy talks to you? What the fuck? Why would you say dad? Oh, okay. All right.
I do. Yeah. But if he had a D next to his name and he was running for a Texas
oh my God.
I would probably vote for Sam.
That'd be a tough one.
Wild.
Not kidding. Not.
Live and learn made it, guys. Look. Live and learn. Live and learn made it. Amazing.
Not a joke. Not a joke.
Wow. I condemn Jeffrey Epstein.
This person admitted he used it for engagement. Oh, I did it because I knew folks like you would easily fall for it. Easiest trap I've ever set.
Oldest.
That's not what he said. Grifter fuck. He didn't say he'd vote third party of Newsom versus Vance. Didn't know Newsom for the Democratic and Republican nominees already in 2026, the year of our Lord. Yeah, he's pretty stupid for answering that idiotic hypothetical, and you're pretty stupid for making a TikTok from him answering a hypothetical just so you could farm other stupids into thinking you're not the biggest grifter out here. Oh, I did it because I knew folks like you would fall for it.
Angry teenager.
I don't think a lot of these people realize that a JD Vance, Gavin Newsom matchup would cause so much fucking enmity, would cause so much fucking animosity that JD Vance could potentially lose. Or, Gavin Newsom could potentially lose to JD Vance. Yeah, damn, bro. They're even saying you're not hot. I know, I saw that. Trey Easton, who is, again, who should always ask why he refused to put who he worked for in office. It's John Fetterman. This is one of the John Fetterman handlers. He's neither hot nor cool. His politics are just hate the Democrats. We should all stop listening to him. This is it. This is the main point. These guys want desperately for the National Democratic Party to not move away from them. At least this person gets paid by the Democrat, right? He's a consultant. Many of these other dipshits that are doing the fuck Hasan shit are only doing it because they're fans, a different content creator.
What? This Diorio, infamous fan of Destiny, was Hasan on behalf of Daddy Destiny. Based.
The liberal side of the party is attacking you because we have the power now. They need to kneecap you for Gavin. Yes. Is it fair to say the ideological divide between you and them, capitalism versus socialism, or is that an oversimplification? No, it's even dumber than that, because there are plenty of people who aren't socialists that I work with within the ranks of the Democratic Party to accomplish some of the goals that I have. So the irony there is it's not even this ideological divide broadly, even though that ideological divide obviously exists. In this circumstance, it's literally them saying, no, we don't want more Zohran Mamdanis. Oh, God forbid we get more Zohran Mamdani. That's what it is.
Which one of these is sorrow? Turmoil, torment, anguish, sorrow.
Burn the opposition parties already diminished credibility. Then to
this is what Hasan looks like when he's This is what Hasan looks like when he's offline. All right, he's just staring at the monitor like a loser, mauling, typing out angry, ready in the head.
Fighting party for the working class.
He types like a caveman.
These people are so scared the Mamdanis are going to get elected that they would rather burn the opposition.
He has very fat fingers.
Parties already diminished credibility than to make the Dems a real fighting party for the working class. This is what this conversation is about. Your dog Kyla is running away. Yeah.
Wait, what? Your dog Kyla? What the fuck?
Types of guys are so fucking boring too. They say the same thing every time. I know. All it reduces to, I will vote blue no matter who. Great. That's awesome. Let's get your fucking commitment to voting for whatever the leftmost candidate, because I think that the leftmost candidate.
Is he walking back?
There's only one Zohran agenda and say, look, work, but there are a bunch of Zohrans. People will start to wake up. Exactly. That's what the fucking problem is. Are absolutely terrified. These centrists are absolutely fucking terrified that there is going to be a wave of candidates. There is going to be a wave of candidates that come out of this midterm battle, and they are literally shitting bricks right now because the primaries are upon us, and they're terrified of that. Okay? They're terrified. These people are so scared that more Zohran Mamdanis are going to get elected that they would rather burn the... What is this? That they would rather burn the opposition party's already diminished credibility than to make the Dems the real... Oh, fuck. The real... yeah, I did fuck that up. Diminished credibility than to make a real class. Blakely defended you. This blue MAGA lib really used the video of Hasan Piker being right as an attempted gotcha. What it reveals that these people are subservient bootlickers who have absolutely no idea or interest in wielding power. You know who understands using the party as a vehicle to wield power? The Republicans who keep beating you.
And another thing about that Hasan interview and the terrible takes and meltdowns that...
Anyway, let's start with this dumb fuck first, and then we'll get into the commentary.
Hasan Piker, who is the world...
Let's start with this dumb first. Oh my god. Perhaps we were going too hard on Hutch, going after Hasan so hard. No. I think that... no. I think that I don't like apologizing for things done at the calculation of that moment that I still think are valid critique. Yeah.
Oldest angry teenager just said that if this was the choice...
Dog, you look this way. You can't say I'm the world's old angry teenager when you look that way, okay? What are you...
Because like, if I think about it, would I still hold these same critiques of Hutch? Kind of, yeah. I think I would. A little bit, yeah.
Who then? An even older variant? Like, what the fuck? Really? This is what we're doing today? You can't be looking chopped as fuck. You can't be a chopped unk and be like, oh, Hasan Piker, the world's oldest angry teenager.
In 2028, he would vote third party. Watch.
JD Vance or Gavin Newsom.
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me too.
100%.
I wouldn't blink.
No
What
doubt.
about you, Hasan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at that point, it doesn't even matter.
So you're telling me 1 year after the second Trump term, where we've seen Americans profiled, detained, and killed by ICE, the freeze on foreign aid, decuts the health program.
Dude, he's just water. Bro. He's unironically just straight up right now.
American farmers being forced to state gerrymandering push, and there's a lot more. Specifically between where Republicans are.
But they are our represent of our ability. We have to use them. Also continue telling about these.
And it's clear that he's just here for the engagement. He's only interested in money when they're in power, while being a whole-ass millionaire nepo baby cosplaying as a revolutionary.
That's right. That's right. That's correct. Although Nepo Baby did come from Destiny. Okay? I'm pretty insult did come from Destiny. Just to be very fair, that insult did come from Destiny, okay? Not that it matters. But okay. Based.
They're supposed to represent us, and they do have a platform, and the media does listen to them. So we have to wield them like a weapon to the best of our ability. We have to use them to also continue yelling about these things that we care about.
And it's clear that he's just here for the engagement.
I like that he posts like that are not even remotely at odds with one another. How is this even remotely connected to engagement for understand? Constantly revealing themselves as people who have no understanding. Fucking politics works! You are fucking 50 you're a 50-year-old loser.
But that's you. You're pushing 50, Unk. You're pushing 50. It's like this is what you scream at yourself. You literally screaming at yourself every single day when you wake up in the morning. You look in the mirror, you're screaming at yourself. Why would you? Dude.
Able to carve out a fucking audience for yourself because your worldview is fine with rehashing whatever the fuck some Democratic Party consultant paid you to say. You have no agenda. You have no vision.
Jew.
And you don't mind when the fucking Republicans actually win.
Just so you know,
your worldview is repulsive to the average person. You have no policies. Right. We shouldn't even focus too much about this shit. We shouldn't be focusing too much on these on the influencers for the most part. Okay? Because the influencers are not speaking to a audience. They're an audience. They're trying to create momentum behind thirdism once again. But they're morons that don't realize that the real people on the ground want more. And that is reflected in the polls. God damn. You have the politics understanding of a fucking 10-year-old.
Yeah. Wow. Is it looking like a movie theater in here, or is it just me? Because that's a lot of projection. That was so bad. Don't listen to me, okay?
Every single time they're like, these Bernie bros. This country is an insane asylum because what do you mean you're already demanding to vote to some corporate shithead almost 3 years from now? I'm personally that we won't have anything resembling a country or land. But even if we do, I know how you see the Dems give Nazis every single thing they want and think somehow continue to do that from this nightmare. Bunch of these people do this exact thing in the comments. This would be the fourth election of doing the same shit that keeps netting us worse and worse condition to think truly medieval serfs have more thought than this. Exactly.
What? Medieval?
It's mind-boggling. It's so frustrating. These people are okay.
Okay, man.
Until they turn around and recognize that the momentum is on the left flank, that people are demanding more dynamism. People are demanding policies that actually help them. People want to beat the Republicans, okay? People want to beat the Republicans. And this business as usual bullshit from the establishment Democrats does not beat the Republicans. It is actually the reason why we have Donald Trump again. Yeah, John Marco had a pretty solid approach to this. Said, I actually think it's a good thing to not preemptively swear you'll vote for Gavin Newsom before he is the candidate.
Has Hasan never actually helped with phone shit? Dude. You think Hasan has ever seen a phone in his life? Screams at his servants to go call people for him. Come on.
Also, Newsom is electable. He's pro-Israel, pro-billionaire, two stands that will doom him in the general election. Combined with being very unlikable, inauthentic, he will lose if he's the nominee.
Yeah, babe, no.
It's crazy to me.
It's crazy to me.
How many are we going to run this election? So many people are arguing for accepting being held hostage by opportunists trying to use the existence of a psychopath to their benefit. It's so crazy. Gavin Newsom is building the Democratic Party, right? He's actually, doing fun, quirky stuff on the timeline, right? He's like posting like Donald. Okay, and that's fine. Why are they on your ass even though you've been preaching you time?
Sorry.
The reason why they're on my ass is because of how much they fucking yell about this shit, the Democratic Party still turns around and goes, Hasan, what do you have to say about this? What do you think about fucking kills they're like, why are you listening to him? That's the whole point. The whole Democrat, Hasan doesn't give a fuck about the Democratic Party. Hasan is an opposition figure to the Democratic Party that wants the Republicans to win in front of as many Democratic Party consultants as possible, not realizing that half of them are in the chat right now. They don't understand it. They don't realize that, like, when I go to the fucking DNC, working with the fucking Democrats, of the Democratic teams are staffed by these motherfuckers that are in my right now. They don't comprehend it. They don't understand. What are the journalists who a Hamas support? That's what their worldview is so fun after the fact. Oh, wow. Oh, I guess people really floor because no vision whatever for the future. That's widely wrong when it comes to domestic. The same way to wake up to who he really type of president to run right now. Ruthlessly hate
Z's. But there's these bro.
the time how Kamala's going to win without the left over and over again. It's like time. My peak lib days. Zero over Hasan. What? Need to give me a fucking actual.
Oh yeah, what was Hasan's response to
wanting to vote for him without a clear stance on sub?
By the way, I'll give you guys a hint, okay? It's okay.
These people do. I want to defeat the Republic prison. Some of the Republicans that have actually this chaos, okay, and all of this. And these people don't. These matters both indefensible and wrong. Thus motivating to go.
Hasan, when are you releasing the Destiny files? Come on. When are you releasing the Destiny files?
Like, I can't say because New needs to earn my vote if he wanted to apply leverage. The very worst Democrat is objectively better than any MAGA candidate. And is sadly yet another disadvantage we face in the anti-MAGA movement, even as the stakes get higher and the terrain gets more uneven. I frankly heard enough of the online blame game amongst the anti-Trump coalition, particularly blaming the voters within these blocks, blaming one another for US aid, the millions of dollars.
Substance. This guy is a unhinged Destiny anti-fan. Absolutely unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. Yeah.
As a result, blaming. I don't believe online political influencers have anyone else's interest at heart except their own. This is bullshit. Okay? This is fucking bullshit. If that, I would be moving very differently. If I had no investment in the things I'm for, I would either decide to work with any Democrat whatsoever and just say, I am the most moral leftist of all time. This is a electoralist system. I will not be participating in it. Okay? If I did not have any investment in advancing the causes that I for, I wouldn't do it. Be in the fucking trenches. I wouldn't be in the streets. I wouldn't be fundraising for these initiatives. I wouldn't be working with the existing sitting electeds right now. Best of my fucking ability. I'm gonna get people elected into positions of power. So no, this kind of wishy-washy outsider bullshit where people go, oh, like, this guy only cares about himself is fucking idiotic. Okay? I've been saying the same exact shit for the past 12 god years. I've been doing the same exact shit for the past 12 goddamn years, and people still say, who's grifting, he's grifting, he's grifting. My positions haven't changed.
Your positions haven't changed, but you've been really good at your real behind a crap mask for years. You fool Destiny. It's not that hard to fool, to be honest. I think Destiny is not very good choosing his choosing who he trusts. Okay. What do you say?
Ironically enough, rehashing of the 2016 era argumentation over and over again by people who I thought had woken up to the reality that Bernie would have been a far better alternative to Donald Trump anyway.
You're so based, Hasan.
Kylie Chung says, why are we doing 2028 loyalty pledges to Newsom in February 2026? Please be serious. This is a guy who refused California, the most hostile place in the world to homeless people, and we're supposed to make demands and embrace him in 2026. Such a brainwashed society where people are so convinced we work for or owe politicians things like unconditional loyalty when it's entirely backwards. Exactly. It's super simple. It's super simple. Our electeds need to respond to us. Our electeds need to us. Yeah, this video 8 years old in 2 days. ISIS Gestapo wasn't popular then, now voters' opinion. And people still have the audacity to fucking act as though, this is from February 2018, years ago, and people still have the audacity to make it seem like I have positions that aren't consistent.
Oh no, there's insufficient recording space? No. What? Why? Wait, what? That makes no sense.
As the contradictions worsen, people start recognizing that the same old as usual establishment Democrat politics is not actually causing.
Also for H3? Sure.
We release old shit. They're on the space isn't about seeking truths and solutions, about grifting and propagandizing while having their audience fight each other on their But I guess when the incentives are this misaligned, it's all part of the game. Schisms and feud and payout. Oh, God, everyone always tries to fucking claim that some cynical shit. Okay? Oh, dude, there must be a cynical reason. The cynical reason is the reason I have openly admitted and over and over and over again. Throughout 2024, you preached Kamala to winning position, a weapons embargo, which polls showed would be the case, and they ignored you and lost because of it. Yes. What the fuck is this? This is the link. Yeah, this as well. Actual trans person here. Gavin Newsom made athletes that I don't agree with, but California is still one of the best places for trans to be trans in the country. See the difference? You don't care about what happens to us like you speak for us. I'm not.
He hates it whenever a minority person. You drink water like a weirdo? Thanks. He hates it whenever a minority person says that contradicts one of his opinions. He fucking did it, and I love it.
If you want the same business as usual from the Democrats who will then sell you out immediately after the election is over, go ahead, go right ahead, have fun with that. Okay, have fun with that.
Oh, does his son want his little toy? Oh, stop being so inky winky. Stop.
I'm gonna keep advocating for trans people. I don't give a shit what you, as an individual trans liberal, say. That's it.
Trans liberal. Oh my god.
People like this usually empower MAGA politicians. Yes, that's I love MAGA. You were a Zionist who made excuse for the Gaza genocide every day about Biden. I'm not, and I did whatever you need to do to tell yourself I'm ontological. I for JD Vance. That was the actual question here. Not that he's the perfect warrior for trans liberation. Oh God. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's so infuriating. Okay, it's so infuriating. Shield also doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. Democrats don't give a fuck about you. You're yelling at one of the few people that does give a fuck about trans people in general. Okay, that's all you're doing. Democrats don't give a fuck about you. They would literally hit you in the fucking head if it meant that they would be able to. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, Gavin Newsom can shoot me in the fucking head anytime he wants. Okay, I'm just waiting for it. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous. What's the first thing that the Democrats, in the aftermath, before the autopsy was conducted, in the aftermath of the loss to Donald Trump, what's the first thing that they did? They went to fucking television and were like, you know why we lost? Because of these fucking trans people. That's why we lost. Really the first thing that...
Wait, what?
I openly admitted over and over and over and over again. Throughout 2024, you preached to get the only winning position, a weapons embargo, which polls showed would be the case, and they ignored you and lost because of it. Yes. What the fuck is this? This is... The link is not working.
Hmm?
Yeah, there's this as well. Actual trans person here. Gavin Newsom made a comment about trans athletes that I don't agree with, but California is still one of the best places for trans to be trans in the country. See the difference? You don't care about what happens to us, so stop acting like speak for us. I'm not. If you want same this is usual politics from the Democrats who will then sell you out immediately after the election is over, go right ahead, have fun with that. Okay? Have fun with that. I'm going to keep advocating for trans people. I don't give a shit what you, as an individual trans liberal, has to fucking say. That's it.
That felt like he said it with transphobic intent. Me, or did he just say that with transphobic intent?
Sick of community to empower MAGA politicians. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I love MAGA. You were a Zionist who made excuse for the Gaza genocide every day under the Biden, but sure, man, well, to tell yourself I'm ontologically evil.
Transphobic
I still would pick him over JD Vance. That was the actual that he's the perfect warrior for trans liberation. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's so infuriating. Okay, it's so infuriating. Like, it also doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. Democrats don't give a fuck about you. You're yelling at one of the few people that does give a fuck about trans people in general. Okay, that's all you're doing. Democrats don't give a fuck about you. They would literally shoot you in the fucking head if it meant that they would be able to secure additional oral wins. Shut the fuck up. It's ridiculous. What's the first thing that the Democrats did in the aftermath? The autopsy was conducted in the aftermath of the loss to Donald Trump. What's the first thing that they did? They went to fucking television and were like, you know, lost because of these fucking trans people. That's why we lost. That's literally the first thing that they did. And you're over here like, no, they care about me. No, they don't. You're a fucking idiot. They don't. That has to be like, yes, we committed genocide. Yes, Bill Clinton and Lapis. Yes, Obama's lawyer knew Epstein was a sex trafficker to gifts from him. Yes, you have to vote for about marginalized people. It's not about trans people anyway. part of my advocacy around this, for the record, is that if you run a front-facing campaign on material issues like universality around the expansion of existing social safety nets, like Medicare for free college, like that, then Republicans have to focus on that stuff and put themselves against that stuff. And then they're too busy yelling about that shit, so they don't talk about trans people. Because trans people, whether we like it or not, are a tiny fucking sliver of the population. People don't know anything about trans people, and they think trans people are weird. Okay, that's it. Conversation that we're having.
And they're kind of weird, to be fair. No, I think Hasan is definitely transphobic. Never, I'd like to revise my statement. I think Hasan is likely transphobic. Okay, if he's a college frat bro, dude bro person, and he acknowledges they look weird, or to other, he doesn't even advocate for voting for Palestine or more important than transgender people, then I do actually think that he's transphobic. Yeah, I do think so.
Trans people over and over again is going to always lead to a culture war defeat. So trans people, you have to just say, look, I fucking love trans people. I don't think we should be attacking trans people. They're our neighbors. They're wonderful people. Why the fuck do you care? You're being weird. This is like 0% of the population who gives a shit. Shut the fuck up. Any conversation that you have beyond that is going to Kwame Mamdani, okay? He was compromising in his pro-trans position, and yet that never got brought up in the fucking conversation. Now, you might say, oh, it's because it's the New York Democratic primary.
It with him
sure.
and middle names?
But he went on Fox News. Why the fuck did Fox News not bring that up? Because they were too busy talking about fast and free buses. It's that simple. When you have something people need to vote for, the other people that are attacking you they have to position against that. Or better yet, they have to concede. They have to say, you know what? As a Republican, I want fast and free buses too, right? And then what happens? That makes that position the position. That makes that policy platform the only policy platform. This is how you fucking win. Oh. What? Maybe you're talking about the CCP killing innocents by millions? It is about you? Wait, what? The CCP killing millions is about me? No, people that want to make this about me are fucking deluded. Okay? You are delusional.
Dude.
I am one content creator, you fucking moron. I don't care about your
Walk back any defense of Hasan, you defend it.
Not supporting JD Vance. No, I never said support JD Vance, you fucking baboon! Shut the fuck up! You donkey!
But you did, though. If you say that you're going to be voting for a third party, then yeah, that is +1 for JD Vance, actually, right? If you vote for JD Vance, then it's +2, right? Because you could have abstained your vote, but you chose to vote for JD Vance, that's +2. If you don't vote, that's +1. If you vote for Gavin Newsom, then that's 0 for JD Vance, right? Again, abstaining your vote does not mean that your absence of vote doesn't count, because the absence of your vote is not the vote of absence. I'm joking. All right, stop. I mean, like, just because you don't vote doesn't mean that you don't affect electoral, okay? You become the greater evil if you don't vote for the lesser evil between the two. There is not 2 choices in every election. There are 3 choices. Okay? You can choose to vote for either of the 2 main parties, or you can choose anywhere from voting third party to not voting. In that case, that inaction is inaction. I'll give you an example, all right? I'll give you an example that is easily understandable, that even the 5-year-old could understand. So this is perfect for the lefties. Let's just say there's a trolley problem, okay? Choose to run over 1 person or 2 people, or you run over 5 people, all right? Selected. 5 people will get ran over. If Gavin Newsom, the 1 person will be ran over. The Gavin Newsom, but 1 person is run over. So by doing nothing, your thing, right? 4 more people in total got ran over, right?
There has never been a moment where I had I am either of voting for J. Vance.
Kind of did, actually. We might that.
You can always tell how little confidence that holds in it by how early they freak out over leftists not voting. Yeah. Better for who? A middle-class trans professional like or an unhoused trans youth. Trans people are far more homeless. Gavin Newsom is actually so much more homeless. I'm not even going to get into that. All I fucking want. It may look like a prick running for president on the backs of a tiny and besieged minority group, but maybe this is some kind of Christmas Carol situation and it'll turn into a good person at the end. Yeah, there it is. I'll like this. I'll like this post.
All I want Christmas, you.
Liberals, when you don't want to vote for their corporate shill, you Israel genocide, dumb single issue votes encampment. Electable is because of people think California whole that is filled to the brim. Okay, homelessness is a major problem in the state, and the reason it's a problem in the state is because Gavin Newsom is so far up the ass of the real estate developers and the
No, that's not why.
Wait, what JD Vance? You mean Newsom, right? Oh, I was talking about JD Vance. Sorry, I was talking.
The housing crisis in California is caused by year laws, limited housing homes. The problem long existed for Gavin Newsom even was alive, actually.
I was talking about Gavin Newsom. God damn it. Gavin Newsom is the governor of the state of California. Okay? California is seen as a shithole filled to the brim with homeless people. The reason why there's a lot of homelessness that is a massive fucking problem in the state of California is because Gavin Newsom does not want to change the real estate market here. Okay? That's it. It's ironic that Ari Drennan has also said many people are saying that Gavin Newsom is the JD Vance of the Democrats. I'm going to fucking quote retweet her latest tweet with this.
Epic. He's just malding. Oh my god. He is malding.
Ari Drennan has been real vocal about Gaza. Yeah, I mean, I know these people fucking monsters on that point too, but like, I don't like, I'm not going to fucking side things as well. I really don't understand what libs want outside of total fealty because Gavin will lead to the same dissatisfaction we saw under upping of resentment. Yes. New billionaire, anti-big tech regulation, anti-activist rights, different side of the Trump coin. Yeah. Anyway,
tell me.
Here's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
When people say stuff like, oh, I want no harm to the American rule, my enemies, the American people. I get why people say that. But you have to understand, many of the way from diehard blue no matter who voters, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Diehard blue no matter who voters, all the way diehard MAGA voters. They're disillusioned and they're scared or they're angry and they have no appropriate vector for that hatred. The Republicans take that anger and that animosity and channel it in the direction of voting for MAGA and MAGA policies that end up actually worsening the material experiencing. Democrats say, no, just vote for our guy and shut the fuck up because otherwise things will get worse. And while there is truth.
Oh, yes, literally, that's true.
Truth to that.
Foodshops, is this content you enjoy watching when you're not streaming? No, I would never watch Hasan for free. What the fuck? Wait, what? Who's the one? I think a viewer just like fucking stream snipe. Good one.
While there is fucking truth, because harm reduction in theory is correct, is the correct position, right? Like Gavin.
The viewer went up to me and saying, "Nice,
Newsom will be marginally better than the whichever the fucking Republican candidate actually is. There's no world where I will ever advocate, right? Democrats know that people too.
There you go.
Getting on board with whoever their establishment candidate looks like, whoever that establishment candidate looks like. This is a major problem because
It's insane how someone so rich gets this triggered by random sucker. Money ruined by happiness. Yeah, true. I think Hasan is the ultimate example of that.
Not only is this is theoretically true, it doesn't work in elections. Okay? It doesn't work in elections at all.
Hello, my shopper in chief. Hi.
People don't vote for the harm candidate. They don't vote on harm.
They don't vote in general because you don't convince them and vote. If more young people went and vote, then you would have greater sway, right? But young people, they're invincible. They think that they don't run into any health issues, so they're going to vote based off of healthcare. Typically, they're shielded from the world, so they're not going to be crime-related shit and whatever. Typically, people should be voting for any childcare-related policies as well. These are why people do not vote because many policies, no matter how they direct them, and people or a son. Else. Okay? Young people are just a really unreliable source. What use is trying to appeal to their self-interest if they have no interest? Or they think that they're invincible?
Production narratives. Is the consulting class the reason why liberals like BTC and Midas Touch won't credit me as much as they praise Newsom? I don't understand why liberals would be, BTC and Midas Touch love Zohran Mamdani. Come on. They know that Zohran Mamdani has motion. They're not okay? Yeah, what's interesting about this entire process also is that it's an echo chamber. One of the interesting things about liberal online spaces is that they legitimately content where people repeat that they would vote for any Democrat over and over and over again for years. Yes, we know, thanks. Why is this something you need to say That's it. That's it. I think you really hate the Republicans post the NC fiasco is really relevant here. They keep saying you're selling out the country to the Republicans, but that's literally what they're doing by refusing the reconcile the anger the voter base has against liberal politicians. Exactly. I mean, is it because they're reading the room or is it because they actually like his policies? The reason why they're fucking promoting this position to literally excise any sort of outsider. I am an outsider. I am not bought. I'm not paid for. I will never.
You're an outsider. You are Russian agitprop scum being paid massive amounts of money in order to disenfranchise the American and properly contributing towards civic duty. You are bought by China and by Russia to spread propaganda around. You are a thief or a liar. Okay? Liar and a thief. And there's nobody and evil than you.
Fucking do a loyalty pledge to the party, and I will not get paid by the likes of Chorus or to do any propaganda for establishment Democrats. And because I'm unbought, and that's partially because of you, by the way, the viewers, the Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by viewers for you, the viewers. Okay?
That doesn't feel very genuine. You know? He should take notes from me. Okay? I know how to lie to my viewers way better than he does.
But because of that reason, they see people like myself as a real threat. Because at the end of the day, the consultant class gets paid by the Democratic electeds what they want to hear. You're doing great. Keep getting lobbyist money. Keep offering no real alternatives, no real solutions. People will not be mad in charge. He's going to fix the problem. Like this is what they're rehashing over again to an audience that is experiencing tremendous discontent, not only with the MAGA movement, obviously, understandable, but also with the fucking Democrats as well. They don't to address why people are for Democrats. Here, let's see what Ben Shapiro and Newsom had to say when they were having their fucking podcast. By the way, Gavin Newsom will talk to Ben Shark, will talk to anyone and everyone before he will talk to one of his fucking constituents who has voted for him, by the way. You know?
Have nagged into this conversation, some drag, some run with, flags waving conversation.
This notion
about,
of genocide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Israel did not commit a genocide in Gaza. There's no standard by which Israel committed a genocide in Gaza. Factual level.
Just as legal and factual level.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of this?
Wait, are we moving on
My
now?
opinion is I understand the tendency.
No, never mind. He's still talking about
for people to make that, to assert that.
Why?
On the basis
this guy is
of
such a
and the as it relates to
genocide.
No. And by the way, I agree with you.
International internationality doesn't mean that if you kill my child and I then kill 7 criminals, that I've been disproportionate.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think but I understand that tendency on the basis of trying to reconcile
the proportionate nature how the war was ultimately conducted. And the
I have a question. Why do you?
I don't disagree with you on Israel committing a genocide to fucking Shapiro. This is your boy. This is the guy. This is your out of here.
What? So would you rather vote for Ben Shapiro? Yeah, he's crying because Gavin will not give him the clout. Not fooled by Hasan, right? I'm just gonna assume Gavin is fooled by Hasan, hopefully. Because yeah, I don't think you should ever give Hasan any more attention than he needs to. Fuck this guy.
Why do you feel the need to create a permission structure for that sort of stuff? I mean, meaning not true. Why not just say it's not true?
Yeah, look, I don't know the definition. I don't know the legal.
What is this law thing? Is it possible to merge this coalition? What is this? And Kyle's naive enough to think the liberals will form coalitions with the left. Is it possible to merge a sober understanding of the Democratic Party with the leftist strategy to participate in elections anyway, so long as we maintain maximum of candidates we begrudgingly for? Basically a proto-coalition politics until we have a viable third party. That's my goal. That's literally what I'm doing. Like, yes. Here's Hut saying would vote for Ben Shapiro over you.
Shapiro versus Hasan. That's a little, but oh man. I mean, like, see, the thing that you have to remember is that with Hasan, I listen, I do not, I think Ben's foreign policy would be so bad. And at the same time, Hasan's foreign policy would be like
worse.
Beyond bad. It would be if you gave Hasan control of the most powerful military the world has ever known.
Yeah.
I think like the implication.
Why do we care if guys say he has no emotion? He doesn't. They're talking about this is because this is the type of shit that these guys are talking about on that side of the bargain. Okay? This is the vote blue no matter who. This is the fuck Hasan contingency of the vote no matter who that says, actually, I'll over Hasan, you know? Brother, the sex pest, and he literally said he'd vote for Hitler before he would vote for me. Okay. Hypothetical matchup between Adolf Hitler. He said he would vote for Adolf Hitler. Hutch would rather accept segregationists to the party than parlay with leftists.
Did he say that?
Who were like pro segregationists. You'd say like, well, I walk within the party. Right, they have a D behind their name, not an R, and so thank you. Like, please, let's fill up pro-segregationists. You're welcome here.
I mean, we'd be going back to the Democratic Party of 5 or 6 decades ago, right?
Sorry, that didn't answer my question. Would you welcome?
Well, the answer is probably yes. Yeah,
means?
in that context, that wouldn't you rather have the New Deal and Great Society stuff than not? Brian?
Sorry, stop trying to dodge the question.
Wait, isn't the answer yes?
I'm not. No, hold on. No, it's not. We're not time traveling because now he's like, oh, we're not working time. No, we're not doing that. I'm saying, hey, like for 2025, right, or into 2026, we have brand new pro-segregationists coming into the Democratic Party. Would you welcome them because they have a D in front of the name instead of R? He says no. Pisco says
maybe. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Yeah. So that's a difference of opinion here, right? Like segregationists, no matter what decade it is.
Well, do you? I mean, we can move on to the next topic. Do you think that Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes.
Okay. And so,
Hutch, let me right? Because Hutch,
do you think fascist?
I don't know why Hasan. I don't know why Hasan is watching this, considering how Prime looked stupid as shit. Considering how Prime Kai looked stupid as shit in this panel. Sorry, Hasan slip. Sorry. Yeah, like Prime actually looks stupid as shit. Okay. Yo, hey. All right.
Should be the counter question. Do you think a Democrat that is a white supremacist, segregationist Democrat, do you think he's just as much of a fucking fascist as Donald Trump is? Because yes, the answer is yes to that question. Like, what the fuck do you think fascism is? It's not a totally separate thing than being a segregationist Democrat, dumbass.
I'm saying, like, for 2025, right, or into 2026, we have brand new pro-segregationists coming into the Democratic Party. Would you welcome them because they have a D in front of the name instead of R? Pisco says no. Hutch, what about you?
Maybe. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so that's a difference of opinion here, right? Like, I'm against segregationists no matter what decade it is.
Well, do you? I mean, I don't want to get hung up too much. We can move on to the next topic. But like, do you think that Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes.
Okay. And
well, Hutch, let me clear it, right? Because Hutch,
do you think segregationists or fascists should be the counter question? Do you think a Democrat that is a white supremacist, pro-segregationist Democrat, do you think he's just as much of a fucking fascist as Donald Trump is? Because that's yes. The answer is yes to that question. Like, what the fuck?
He's not. No. If you're a Democrat, then I'm going to assume you believe in democratic policies. Even if you are a segregationist Democrat, I'm going to assume that you're for things such as better policy, cheaper, affordable housing, blah, blah, blah. These are all things that Trump himself would not be supporting. But it's all stuff that has sort of like rich brochure don't actually care about, right? Yeah. Cringe.
What do you think fascism is? It's not a total separate thing than being a segregationist Democrat, dumbass. A lot to say about you this morning. Hey, just letting you know that you've tweeted about Hasan 22 times this morning, but not once about the current DOJ oversight meeting or ICE or anything besides Hasan, really. Again, it doesn't matter. They only have one, which is fuck Hasan. They choose Ben Shapiro over me.
The reason,
but go ahead.
Okay, but tell me if I'm wrong, Hutch. The reason you would ever say yes to a pro-segregationist Democrat is because what's on the other side is now the right has moved so far, even past segregation of, yeah, we're doing segregation and a lot more worse stuff, right?
I'm going to move on to the Pam Bondi shit in a second.
No, right now, everything the same, but you would, well, segregationist Democrat.
Say that.
Right now, every policy on the right remains the same. You know, I do think this is like we're fascist, but they haven't said they're going to bring.
Bro, Hasan sure loves watching debate content, but just won't debate himself ever.
Segregation. Yeah, they're teasing the idea of miscegenation. You know,
fascism, right? Like when we talk about fascism, we should get into the specifics, right? What is that actually?
The Democrats are pro-segregationists. That's current right-wing party.
That if we had, like, for example, like emerging segregationist Democrats, I'm entertaining hypothetical, but even if we were to do this hypothetical, like you're saying that, like, let's say like one or two like segregation Democrats emerged and all of a sudden they were competitive in like fucking Nebraska or Missouri. You're saying that us adding that to like get a Senate majority would be worse than the MAGA movement right now? In terms of like,
I think it would make the so if I believed it would help stop Trump, I would encourage you to vote for them. But we just have a different thought process on the empirics. So the empirics are that I think, and I think some people is convinced that allowing segregationists into the Democratic would like hurt mid to long termers in the brand of the Democrats, such that it would worsen our chances. To
Johnson County lives like this. Replies now. I'm sorry, but we're never going to agree that ICE would have been this rampant in the streets under Harris. What you shared is far more agents of the border to stop fentanyl. Out of curiosity, what's important to ICE in the streets against aliens or Israel funding? Oh my God, man. These fucking guys, they do not understand how it works. They literally, I think for liberals, there's this like brain point where their starting position is compromise. No matter what, like the best politics is a politics of compromise.
Yeah, that's basically all of politics, right? Because if politics is without compromise, then it wouldn't be politics, would it? It would be war, right? Politics without compromise is not politics anymore. That's war. Which is in a way politics, but not really. Right? He's quiet. Pause, Andy. Not really doing. Uh-huh. Cool. Don't worry. I'm just trying to fight this boss now, okay? Take your time, Hasan. Take your time.
They are farming you, not knowing dialectical materialism does no motherfucker. I know.
Do you guys understand that like black civil rights leaders, when they were, deciding who they wanted to endorse when FDR was running, they endorsed him, even though he opposed an anti-lynching legislation, and even though a third of the Democratic caucus were segregationists and Dixiecrats. Because they're concerned.
Dude, the politics of the New Deal Democrats. First of all, that's my argument. My argument is there's two here. One, this motherfucker said, well, race relations in the resembling 1930s. Psychotic. Secondly, Democrats literally did what I'm talking about, which is put material advancements at the forefront of their fucking campaign strategy. Yeah, we're a coalition of people, regardless of their social policies, that wanted to move America in the direction of social democracy.
Bro.
It's not an accident that not only won decades after, so consistently dominated American political discourse, where Republicans had to concede to them, okay, lest they ever want to be elected ever again. Ronald Reagan did the exact opposite, where he turned Claire into an issue of culture war from Nixon onward. But Ronald Reagan was a death blow to New Deal Democrat style politicking. Okay, he turned on And he was able to market build back class warfare as a culture. And the Reagan style of politicking has been domineering in American politics, has destroyed the Democratic Party.
Was fascism was rising, and yet hold on, and yet we have a conversation these days about like Donald Trump is a fascist, and yet you propose.
To take his dog shit off rip, they say black civil leaders did this. Like there was an
Is he
entire
gonna
wave
laugh
of
at that,
people
or
like the Malcolm X. No, this is
make
for that.
claims and not substantiate.
It's a war, a nasty, deadly war, but it is a war. The death toll is harrowing and awful, but I highly kill every Palestinian in Gaza. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Liberals are centrists who think they are the best of both worlds. Their starting position is they are centrists. They are inherently correct, not realizing that no one agrees with them, right or the left. They hold no backly. That's why they're always demonstrating the politics of following, leading. Thinks black people could vote, let alone vote for FDR. Why are liberals freaking out about Hasan not committed to vote for guessing the point of a centrist campaign over Republican voters? If you're confident in the moderation strategy, Hasan's comments shouldn't concern you. If they do, ask yourself why. Yeah, by the way, I never told people not to vote for Kamala Harris, ironically enough. Hutch did. Don't vote for her. You are not necessarily this coalition, and we will do it. We will get it done without you again. Fuck us to do. Beg, law. So does that mean you'll be quiet if she loses? You're not going to come out of the woodwork to blame us for her loss, right?
Hutch must be get Hasan to maul this hard. Damn.
I never told people not to vote for Kamala Harris. Okay? I never told people not to vote for Kamala Harris. I told people not to vote for Donald Trump. I just said I'm not going to fucking endorse Kamala Harris unless she takes a strong position on the genocide that was unfolding. It's been good politics and good policy and the moral thing to do. And according to a straw poll that we conducted on election night, 80% voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, W. Hutch.
I even said Jill Stein is a fraud, which I still maintain. That position that I believe as well.
He is a Russian show.
Apparently, Hutch told people not to vote for Kamala Harris and was flexing about how Kamala Harris was going to win regardless. Interesting.
That's because Hutch is talking to a bad left who
points that people not to be saying she wouldn't be better than Donald Trump, but that hurt their feelings, except it'd say that Kamala Harris's positions on Gaza would be identical to Donald Trump. Other issues that pertain to domestic politics. I do think that the problem is she was communicating that. That was my criticism. My criticism was if Kamala Harris is antagonistic to Donald Trump's positions on immigration, she should say so. She shouldn't try to lean into the fucking right-wing reactionary perspective. That was my argument.
Lots of streamers were saying Hasan was making voters apathetic. Who? Which streamers?
Anyway, another self-owned Hutch tweet. If a fucking Twitch streamer is seriously influencing your 2024 decision, there's a 0% chance.
I would say loner orbiters. Yeah, that doesn't count.
You take politics seriously in the slightest holy shit law. He knows this. He knowingly lies. No, I think he's just stupid. I genuinely think. Don't say marginally better. You've seen what the Trump admin has done. No, marginal differences between candidates actually have disastrous consequences. Marginal differences between these have disastrous outcomes for the average person. Okay? This is true. For example, Barack Obama is better than the Republicans on healthcare. That is a disastrous difference between the Republican healthcare engine.
Wait, what?
Have disastrous consequences. Marginal differences between candidacies have disastrous outcomes for the. Okay? This is true. For example, Barack Obama is marginally better than the Republicans on healthcare.
Barack Obama is marginally better than the Republicans on healthcare? Have you lost your marbles? Republican healthcare is walk it off. Obama healthcare is provide for millions and millions of Americans.
That is a disastrous difference between the Republican healthcare engineering and the Democratic Party's position. Why is it marginal? Because the true opposition to the right-wing healthcare structure is socialized medicine. Okay? It's Medicare for all. Both Barack Obama's plan and Republican plan is still maintaining a private healthcare system. There is a
What, you would rather trans people get on 4-year waiting lists in the UK? Or like 5-year waiting lists? 5-year waiting lists in the fucking Netherlands or some shit?
There is a consolidation. There is a concession there. You have to. That's precisely the reason why this is a marginal difference. That doesn't mean that marginal difference is not majorly consequential. Both parties at level believe that healthcare should be private. Okay, there are some Democrats, but party over
healthcare should be supplied. Like, bro, what are you talking about? All the Democrats are for Obamacare. All the Democrats are for Obamacare. Every Democrat is for, they're all collectively for Obamacare. Obamacare is not private healthcare. It's state supported, state subsidized public health.
That, okay? And I don't think you believe her. And that's precisely the reason why, when I say marginal differences, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Slaking, just lie.
This is something that even Ari herself understands and believes when she's talking about trans people, right? She knows that Gavin Newsom is better than Republicans, albeit marginally better than Republicans, because the true opposition to the Republican agenda would be one that says, we're not doing this to trans people at all. No how. We're not conceding on eradicating trans people from certain public spaces just to satiate appetite for death and destruction of the most reactionary 10% of fucking American voters. That's the real opposition. And if you're trans, you know that already. The marginal, right? She understands Newsom is better than Republicans, albeit marginally better than Republicans, because the true opposition to the Republican agenda would be one that says this to trans people at all. No way, no how. We're not conceding on eradicating trans people from certain public spaces just to satiate the appetite for death and destruction of the most reactionary 10% of fucking American voters. Okay? That's the real opposition. And if you're trans, you know that already.
What?
The marginal opposition is being dramatically better on trans people in general, but marginally opposing the Republican position by conceding on certain issues. There is consensus politics in this country, and we need to understand that. If the overall conversation is like, do we segregate trans people? Do we section them off into like a totally separate reality versus we should kill all trans people? Yes. Ordering them off and segregating them rather than directly killing them is the better position. It is. But that shouldn't be the only two positions demonstrated here. That's simply my argument. Okay? You're
I mean, are they being segregated? Is that what's happening?
correct when you say, well, segregating trans, actually shooting them in the head. It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Meaningfully participate in a political environment.
Talking about the Democrats pivoting to the right on immigration and how devastating that is.
When we feel like a party like the Democrats are tacking, almost to like where Reagan was in the 80s.
That's crazy.
Like, what should those people
Where's
do?
the Reagan on immigration? I mean, at least he gave amnesty, which is crazy to say. I mean, I'm not saying, fuck Reagan. Yeah. It is quite informative to watch the Reagan George H.W. Bush debate on specifically immigration from that election cycle. Honestly, it's like shocking. Flashback.
Is that, by the way, is that what the Democrats want? Do Democrats want trans people to be segregated? That's what he's implying there, by the way, okay? That's what he's implying there. He is implying that Democrats want trans people to be segregated, retarded, obviously, right?
We're creating a whole society of really honorable, decent, family love that are in violation of the law. And secondly, we're exacerbating relations with Mexico. These are good people, young people. Part of my family is making them about putting up a fence. Why don't we work out some mutual problems, make it possible for them to come here legally, but
I'm blind.
And then while they're working and earning here, they pay taxes.
A flashback. That is where, like, how far right we have ratcheted on so many issues, and I think that the Democratic Party is definitely responsible for that because, like, they are supposed to be the counterbalance to growing fascism in this country.
How can we meaningfully participate?
Okay, I'm done with Hasan for now. Jesus Christ. I can only handle so much Hasan. Fuck me, dude. Cool.